Excellent piano music. Absolutely excellent. Alright, I finished Time Travel Paranoia, and here we are. The Dawn of a New Day. Interpreter Paranoia. Let's see if we have any mail. Shining fingers going crazy in chat. Just kidding. For real though, chat, I wrote on OBS. I am sorry if I am not interpreting chat in stream. However, at the crucial junctures when it's a plot point that I interact with my phone, I will try and ask people, whoever might be watching, and if nothing happens, I'll just do it as I expect I should. So, let's get after it. The Dawn of a New Day. I'm nocturnal, so I usually don't go to bed until the sun comes up. It's not as so bad once you get used to it. Mail me when you wake up, okay? Moeka? Are you still asleep? Rise and shine. Have you talked to the super hacker yet? Oh, I'd also like to hear more about Jean What's-His-Face. I'm super curious, Moeka. I just remembered I didn't tell you my phone number. That's okay. I'm a lot more comfortable communicating by email anyway. What about you, Okabe-kun? Moeka? By the way, I don't like talking on the phone, so please don't call me. Bye, Moeka. Are you a day person or a night person? If you'd rather I email you around a certain time, let me know. I want to reply as soon as I can, but I don't want to be a bother, so let me know, okay? Moeka. Moeka here. Are you a student, Okabe-kun? Are you on summer break? Moeka. And here's the response to my response. Ferris gave. You're more perceptive than I thought, Nyan. So, now you understand what's at stake. The Red Southern Cross will soon hatch, Nyan. The time has come for Ferris to journey into the sanctuary and prepare for what I can say no more, Nyan. Well, okay. It doesn't seem super important, but maybe I'm wrong. Actually, it's already noon. We didn't sleep at all. Sleep deprivation makes the summer sun seem all the brighter. I really don't want to go outside, but I'm fed up with the humidity inside the lab. I chug a bottle of Dr. P. My stomach protests. Maybe I drank too fast. I'm exhausted. My hands are shaking slightly, but my vision is cloudy. I could pass out if I'm not careful. Maybe I should take a shower. That should stave off exhaustion, if only temporarily. This building has a basic shower room. There's no bath, but it's enough. The lab would be hell without it. Darter's at his computer, his back turned towards me. His right leg is bouncing impatiently. The room is mostly silent, save for the electric fans humming and Daru's mouse clicks. Daru doesn't look my way, and he doesn't try to start a conversation. Neither do I. I don't have the energy. Outside is a sunny summer afternoon, but inside the air is stale and empty of life. Yesterday, that shocking experiment convinced me that the phone wave, named subject to change, was also a time machine. But Curtis didn't seem willing to accept the results. She just started screaming. A time machine? A time machine? It can't be. Then she took a mad dash out of the lab. It was like she couldn't get out of here fast enough. As for Mayor, she was depressed about her chicken and bananas, so she skipped her daily costume sewing and went home. Grudges over food run deep, I guess. Which leaves the lab empty, save for Daru and me. Our enthusiasm shot through the roof when we realized that phone wave named subject to change had tremendous hidden potential. We nearly died of excitement after successfully sending an email to the past. So, we stayed up all night doing experiments to confirm whether or not the phone wave named subject to change is indeed a time machine. The results, however, we went to the supermarket and stocked up on a wide variety of items. We tossed each of them into the phone wave named subject to change, but everything failed. No change. Nothing happened. After the experiment, where the discharge phenomenon occurred, everything warmed up normally, no jellification. Suddenly, we couldn't get anything to happen. We still have no idea why. First, let's review the problems revealed by this last run of experiments. Problem 1. Electrical discharge safety precautions. We removed everything flammable from the development room to reduce the risk of fire. We also prepared 2 fire buckets full of water just in case. But that's not a fundamental solution. We'll keep an eye out from now on, but if things get dangerous, we should seriously consider relocating our experiments. Problem 2. Mass increase. When the discharge phenomenon occurs, the phone wave, named subject to change, suddenly gains mass for unknown reasons. Because of this, the microwave broke the table and made a dent in the floor. To deal with the issue, we placed the microwave on the floor. We spread cushions and blankets underneath. This hides the holes in the floor too. It's only a temporary fix though. If we make any more holes, Mr. Braun is quite capable of raising my rent, and that's to say nothing of the calamity it will cause if it falls through the floor. Anyway, we need to find the source of the mass increase. If amateurs like us even can, that is. But the first 2 problems pale before the third. This last problem is critical. Until we solve it, we can't even really experiment with the phone wave named subject to change. Problem 3. We're not even sure of the necessary conditions to send email to the past. No matter how many times we tried, we couldn't pin down a single condition. We spent the entire night doing trial and error. We tried over 40 different things, but not once could we reproduce the discharge phenomenon. I had the idea that opening the microwave door was the key. That theory was proven false. There might be something else I'm missing, but for now, we're at an impasse. We started off in high spirits, but grew more and more frustrated as time progressed, which brings us to the present. Honestly, I gave up. That's why I spent the entire morning lazing about like this. Another email pops up on my phone. I've been getting way too many of these since yesterday. They're all from Shining Finger, the woman called Kirimuka. I've never used email this often before. Even Mayuri only sends me 1 or 2 a day, and she's a teenage girl. Frankly, and this is starting to get on my nerves. I saw how fast Shining Finger typed. That should have been enough to tip me off that she was a male demon. I was careless. It's too much of a pain to reply, so I ignore it. I finish off my bottle of Dr. P. My stomach gurgles. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. I'm so hungry, I don't even feel like showering. I call out to Daru, who's hammering on the keyboard. Hey, wanna go to Sunbo for some beef bowl? For some beef bowl, just seemed like the verb tense was a little weird there. Nah, too much trouble. Aren't you hungry? Yeah, but... You're such a bum. What is doing on the computer anyway? I'm curious, so I casually peek over his shoulder. There's an image of a futuristic-looking facility I've never seen before. Richly colored cords crawl through a gigantic octagonal tunnel like the interior of a spaceship from a sci-fi movie. Based on the height of the people in the picture, the tunnel looks to be more than 10 meters tall. Incidentally, the people don't look Japanese. Daru sighs heartily. I don't know if the blank look in his eyes from sleepiness, exhaustion, or if something's just wrong with him. Large Hadron Collider sure is cute. What? What did you say? Large Hadron Collider? Colander? Is that an incantation? No. A secret technique? Large Hadron Collider. You don't know about it? I grab Daru's relaxed shoulders and wring them out. Ow, what are you doing? Are you conscious? Of course, man. What is this Large Hadron Collider thing? You know, it's what CERN uses in their experiments. LHC for short. It's seriously Mo. Recommended. You're lusting for something that's not even humanoid? Of course not. But there's something about it that gets me excited, you know? It makes me smile, you know? Don't you feel that? Come to think of it, I remember you said that you joined factories and the undersides of highways irresistible or something. Yeah, same thing. Where does it end? 2D, 3D, and even inanimate objects. Life's too short. I don't want to limit my interests, you know? And yet, you'll do anything to avoid things that don't interest you. Hypocrite. Sin. That name. I've seen it somewhere, and recently, where was it again? Oh, of course. John Tate. Oh, yeah. That guy you mentioned earlier. He's the guy at Channel's going crazy about, isn't he? That one might be an imposter. I was talking about the John Titor who appeared 10 years ago. He appeared 10 years ago? The same guy? I had hoped that Daru would remember, but no such luck. Anyway, John Titor mentioned CERN. I don't remember all of it, but there's one thing I'm sure of. Titor made a prediction, namely that before the year 2034, CERN will develop a time machine. A time machine? That's a timely topic. But that wasn't just 10 years ago. This new Titor said the same thing. It doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago or 10 seconds ago. That's not the point, Daru. This coincidence could very well be the choice of Stein's Gate. Can we trust this Titor guy? It doesn't matter if we trust him or not. Now we have something in common. A time machine. We should investigate CERN. We've got nothing to lose. Vigor returns to my body. Curiosity truly is the greatest delicacy for a mad scientist like me. Anyway, the phone wave name subject to change experiment has hit a dead end for now, so it shouldn't matter if I make a little detour for this. Tell me everything you know about CERN. Sure thing. My CERN folder is smoking hot. Daru strikes his keys with renewed passion. He goes to the My Pictures folder and opens a folder literally called CERN. CERN is the world's largest particle physics research institution. It's popularly called the European Laboratory for Particle Physics and the European Organization for Nuclear Research. It's close to the border of Switzerland and France, on the outskirts of Geneva. It's famous as the birthplace of HTML, HTTP, and the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web? You mean the internet? Bingo! That thing at the beginning of most URLs. CERN invented that? All I know about CERN is what I read in Titor's book. I never knew they were that amazing. Most people aren't aware, but there's a Japanese research team working at CERN too. What sort of research does CERN do? Particle physics, mostly. CERN can do experiments no one else can because they have the biggest particle accelerators in the world. The low energy antiproton ring, the proton synchrotron booster, and the large electron positron collider. And the big boss is the largest accelerator in the world, the LHC, Large Hadron Collider Tan? Rockabig possesses the ability of to anthropomorphize in Mo form just about anything in the world simply by sticking Tan on the end of its name. Daru's powers encompass even particle accelerators. Daru doesn't seem to notice my shock. He just brings up the next image. The LHC is a 27-kilometer long circular tunnel built underneath CERN's headquarters. Its purpose is to smash protons together in the hope of creating unknown elemental particle reactions. They started experimenting last year. Before they started, there were rumors that the experiments might create mini black holes. Oh no, those mini black holes will swallow the Earth. The universe is in danger, etc. Mini black holes. I'm pretty sure Titor said his time machine used mini black holes. Are the things he said about CERN true? What's the possibility of that actually happening? 100% that it won't. CERN officially denies it. Let's say a mini black hole was formed. The amount of energy would be so tiny that it would disappear instantly upon formation. It would be impossible for it to swallow the world. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If I remember correctly, Titor claimed that CERN began time machine research in 2001. In 2034, they complete the time machine. Right now, it's 2010. If they actually started that research, it would have been 9 years ago. According to their official announcements, they only began experimenting in 2008. That's suspicious. Of course, that's assuming Titor's story is true. Some of Titor's predictions were on the mark, but mostly weren't. I'm also perplexed by how everyone around me seems to have forgotten about Titor's 2000 appearance. There's something important in Titor's tale. Or at least, I want there to be. I take out my phone and put it to my ear. It's me. Don't be surprised. I've sniffed out an evil conspiracy. John Titor, CERN. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah, that's right. They're likely connected to the organization. Coincidence? Come now, don't disappoint me. What? Evidence? Well, if you must know, whispers. Whispers of my mad scientist intuition. Those bastards are trying to destroy the world. Yeah, with mini black holes. And what if we were to steal that technology? What then? Of course. Who do you think I am? Everything is the choice of Stein's gate. Sai. Konguru. I put away my phone, then turned to find Daru giving me an exasperated look. Just who the hell are you fighting with? Daru? I know what we must do. What was that? Don't you? Was that me? You're supposed to grin like you know exactly what I'm talking about. What kind of super hacker are you? I wanted him to say something like, well, why the hell not? So, what's in it for me? And then we'd continue like this, grinning slyly the whole time. Me? A week's worth of potato chips. Daru. 10 days. Me? You sure are a glutton. Daru. The dive makes you hungry, man. Me? Deal. Get started. Daru. You got it, boss. Or something like that. Yep, a real cool conversation. But the real world Daru just purses his lips. You always give such half-baked explanations. Try to sound intelligible before you try to sound intelligent. Work with me here. You are a super hacker. Stop saying hacker! At least say hacker! See where I'm going with this? No, not at all. Hack into CERN. Daru stares at me in disbelief. Is that some kind of joke? I know you can do it, Daru. Expose their dastardly deeds and find any hints you can about the time machine. Dastardly deeds? You're just imagining that stuff, Okurin. We stand at a crossroads. Will the phone wave named subject to change become a functional time machine, or will it die as garbage in lab storage? You serious? I'm always serious. I look Daru straight in the eye as I answer. Looks like that made him understand my position. Daru sweeps the garbage off his desk and sits up straight. I'm not responsible for the consequences, got it? Suddenly Daru is bursting with energy. It's like his early lethargy was a lie. Deal. Get started. Let's do this! For your payment, I'll deposit a week's supply of potato chips into your Swiss bank account. Daru doesn't respond. He's already deep in concentration. Anyway, I'm gonna sleep. It's all yours. I lie down on the sofa and let the clacking of Daru's keyboard lull me to sleep. I wake up to the twilight sun streaming in through the window. A refreshing breeze blows in, softly brushing my cheek. Daru's exactly where I left him before I fell asleep. He's sitting in exactly the same position. Not much has changed besides his typing speed. And I will take this opportunity to see... It was actually Ferris and Mayuri who messaged earlier. Mayushi's spending money is getting dangerously low. You and Daru needed to chip in to sometimes... You don't want to get between me and my food and make things interesting, yeah. Now, I did just have my stream say that there was an issue. That being said, I was going to offer the chat a chance to give me the choice. However, it appears I have 0 viewers, but I have 7 views, so I'm confused. I guess I just won't respond. Poor Ferris. Oh well. I didn't respond when I was sent the message, so it is what it is. Oh, and now he's muttering to himself. I guess he hasn't had any success at hacking yet. I look around the room, but I can't find Mayuri. Maybe she's not coming today. I guess food-related grudges really do run deep. I stand up and stretch. I don't want to bother Daru, but... So, I don't say anything to him. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and quench my thirst. Then I throw myself back down onto the sofa and start browsing ats channel on my phone. And what perfect timing! Tyther is currently posting in the thread. The Everett Wheeler model is correct. Please look it up to learn more. It seems you're all still clinging to preconceived notions of time. Time does not simply run from past to future like a car on a one-way street. To be more specific, the laws of causality do not allow contradictions to occur. If the result of an event, the effect, is changed, the event itself, the cause, also changes to prevent a paradox. That's why there are so few people who can observe changes in divergence. Divergence being the world line's % difference from the standard. Die, troll! You claim to be a time traveler without any proof. Stock trends, please. I'm counting on you, Mr. Time Traveler. If you can't observe changes in divergence, then how can you possibly measure it? Oh, I know. Your time machine has a magical device that measures it for you. LOL. And you still haven't explained how a research institution conquers the world. Details, Flux. Oh no, humanity is doomed. What has science done? .jpg. LOL, noobs responding seriously to troll thread. This Tyter guy is a shitty troll. Don't you people have anything to offer besides insults? How about contributing to the discussion, plebeian scum? If you assume that time doesn't flow in a straight line, then the idea of time travel is much easier to swallow. In such a scenario, A time machine traveling to the past doesn't need to fight against the flow of time. I say Titer's points have merit. By the way, Titer, I'd like to know more about CERN. What can you tell us about their current activities? Tell me which horse wins the next Emperor's Cup. I'll bet my entire life savings. Everett Wheeler model. Many worlds interpretations, basically. That means parallel worlds. What's with all the stupid name tags? This Hyoin Kyoma is more annoying than Titer. You call yourself John Titer, but you're fluent in Japanese. Writing in English would at least make it seem more realistic. You can't do English, can you? Can I ask a favor, Titer-san? My mom died last year in the Shibuya earthquake. If I stop my mom from leaving home, then I can undo her death. So please, lend me your time machine. You're gonna believe this time traveler, lol, without proof? Are you an idiot? No one seems particularly interested in what I said about time not following a single direction. That's proof that your preconceptions are deeply ingrained. Honestly, it bothers me that you simply accept that as a truth. I am starting to understand why CERN was able to take over so easily. Maybe a major event causes divergence to change. The timeline is reconstructed to prevent paradoxes from occurring. For example, let's say that a major event causes this world line to diverge into a new world line. Call it world line B. On world line B, I'm afraid to say at channel never existed. As the timeline is reconstructed, all of your memories of reading and posting on at channel will disappear, to be replaced by memories of you doing something else. In other words, by changing the present, you change the past. I wrote about CERN yesterday. The only thing I can say is that you must not believe their lies. They have already succeeded at creating micro black holes. Kirigohan and Kamehameha. I desire only to quench my intellectual thirst. Unlike you closed-minded fools, I will reserve judgment until after I've heard what Titer has to say. And then I will make contact with Titer and acquire his time machine for myself. The great mad scientist Hyoin Kyoma will have the last laugh. Suck it, sleazebags! Tell me stock prices or fucking die. I won't believe until you tell me. That's not reconstructing the world, you idiot. That's altering people's memories. Who the hell can alter the memories of nearly 6.7 billion people? Do you even realize how stupid that sounds? I think I would have noticed if someone went and screwed with my brain. And what does any of that have to do with the many worlds interpretation? Do some research, lol. Micro black holes, lol. Wait, the future's a wasteland? That means I can be a road warrior and ride a mod buggy, right? I'ma go get me a mohawk. Anyone know where I can buy spiked shoulder pads? I checked CERN's homepage. It says they've been experimenting since 2009. Can they really make black holes? What the hell's gonna happen? Does Titer have a mohawk? God, that's fucking Mo. Are you implying our brains make the world? Are you saying the universe is a giant tree and we're the branches or something? That's some Evo level bullshit right there. Go back to 2036. This is how you reply to a specific person. Thank you for showing me. Reconstruction of the timeline and alteration of people's memories. I think they're essentially the same thing. Why are you so intent on saying they're different? With the few expectations, nobody can keep their memories across world lines. They are reconstructed along with everything else when divergence changes. What's a road warrior? Anyone home? I am immersed in a heated internet argument when an unfamiliar voice interrupts me. The door opens and a girl peeks inside. I recognize her. It's the girl I met yesterday at the Braun Tube Workshop. Hi, I'm from the Braun Tube Workshop. When our eyes meet, she smiles. The TV you sent in for repairs has been fixed. Mind picking it up? Doubter's typing gets even faster. Looks like he's in the zone. It would be a bad idea to disturb him with our voices. I nod to the girl and hurry outside. Why do we have to be sneaky? What was this girl's name again? I think it was something like Aruma or Amore. Oh, right. Amane. Amane Suzuha. Currently, my genius partner in crime is executing an important mission. I don't want to bother him. What exactly do you guys do? I told you before that learning our secrets could put you and everyone you know in grave danger. They're called the Future Gadget Laboratory, right? How did you know that? I never told you. Wait, are you an organization spy? I raise my guard and spring into praying mantis stance. But Suzuha just stares blankly. That's what you said on your mailbox. That's what it said on your mailbox. Oh. I lower my guard. Why didn't she just say so? Now that you know, it's not like you can unknow. I'll give you the short explanation, but you must not tell a soul. Suzuha nods firmly. Is it just me, or are her eyes gleaming? We are the Future Gadget Laboratory, dedicated to defeating the evil organization that rules the world from the shadows. Wow. Is the evil organization CERN? Huh? Yeah, but... Oh! So I was right? Those guys really are contemptible a lot, aren't they? She nods to herself for some reason. And contemptible. I thought I was the only one who used words like that in normal conversation. How did you know we were hacking into CERN? What? You're hacking them right now? Me and my big mouth. Just answer my question. How did you know about our business with CERN? Actually, I overheard you this afternoon. If you stand here, you can hear stuff from the window. The window? Come to think of it, it was open, and Dara and I were talking loudly. But, can you really hear us from here? I look up to the second floor. The window's still fully open, but I can't hear a thing. I guess Dara's working quietly. I look down. There's an unfamiliar bicycle parked in front of the Brawn Tube workshop. One of those mountain bikes, its frame is all sparky. Its tires mostly clean. It's probably new. It looks pretty fast. But whose is it? I've only been working here for a day, but Suzuha opens the Brawn Tube workshop door with a wry smile. I've got a lot more free time than I expected. I've gone out 4 or 5 times today. I figured I'd reconsider the front of the store, see if I couldn't spot any customers. Oh, not reconsider. Reconnoiter? I don't think I've ever seen that word. Reconnoiter? Reconnoiter, now there's a word you don't hear in casual conversation. I'm pretty sure it means to perform reconnaissance, to scout an area and gather intelligence. Is she some kind of secret agent? I follow Suzuha into the store. So that's when I heard you guys talking from the second floor. I got interested and looked it up online. Now I know all the rumors about CERN. Damn, we were careless. Looks like we need to close that window when we discuss sensitive matters from now on. But if we do that, the lab will turn into a scorching hell. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Anyway, you must not tell anyone else, or else Men in Black will raid us. Ah, yeah, I understand. I'm actually tight-lipped, so don't worry. Suzuha grins and thumps her chest confidently. All is quiet inside the Brawn Tube workshop. That gigantic TV isn't on. Mr. Braun's not here either. Where's the manager? He left right after he finished repairing your TV. He probably wanted to see the chipmunk. Went to see, I presume. Yep. Oh, we've got mail too. Oh, do we respond to the mail? Oh, do we respond to the mail? Lukako says, I baked cookies today. I had everyone in my family eat some and got their seal of approval. Would it be okay if I baked some for your lab friends, Master? Oh, and it would be great if you could teach me some more techniques with samedare whenever you have time. Yes, I managed 10 practice swings today. I have the options to respond with cookies, respond with family, or respond with time. Any recommendations? No response it is. He disappears during business hours every now and then. Whenever I ask him where he's going, he always says something like, I'm picking up my beloved daughter up from school, or my beloved daughter has a cold, with a huge grin on his face. He dotes on her too much. It probably just annoys her. Anyway, just how irresponsible can you be to neglect work to see your daughter? He used to put a back soon sign on the door whenever he left, but now he has Suzuha take care of things while he's gone. So, here's the fixed TV. Suzuha lightly taps the TV on the counter. He said to charge 1,000 yen. Damn manager. I bet he gave it to us just so he could charge repair fees. I reluctantly take a bill out of my wallet and hand it to Suzuha. She takes out a receipt. Apparently, it was already written out. Thanks for your patronage. Well, just take it away. By myself? Are you joking? Huh? Didn't you bring it here by yourself? Don't you know? It takes 10 times more effort to go upstairs than down. Defying gravity is no easy task, woman. I guess I can help, but... Oh, I see. So we're already in the age where women do physical labor. She mutters, her tone impensive. How sarcastic of her. I don't remember anyone asking for your help. Honestly, getting help from a girl like you would just hurt my pride. Wow! Applaud. Applause. That was so manly. I might be falling for you. You think you can trick me like that? You're lying, aren't you? Eh? What makes you think that? It's one of my powers. Coloring gentleman. This power allows me to see through lies. Liars appear to glow red. Then they die. You have powers? Suzuha's eyes pop. But then she clears her throat as if to hide her surprise. Are you some kind of esper? When I nod, she whispers into my ear. Are there a lot of espers like you? Of course not. I am special. I thrust my chest out as far as possible to display my majesty. Oh. You had me scared for a second there, but still, it's amazing that people like you exist. Maybe CERN is the reason there aren't more where I came from. After muttering some nonsense to herself, she finally nods in understanding. By the way, does the ability to see through lies have any combat application at all? If it were me, I'd want perfect accuracy within 1,000 meters, or ultra-fast reflexes that let me tear my enemy's limbs off before they react. What the hell is she talking about? Is she a survival game otaku? No, wait, don't tell me. You're an organization assassin, aren't you? You must be the one they call Miss Golgo. Who hired you? Nobody hired me. What's a Golgo? She's trying to gloss over things with her insincere smile. Her confusion is suspicious. That reminds me. I think I remember her saying something awfully disturbing when we first met yesterday. Anyway, do you have any other powers? Even if I did, there's no way I'd tell a hitman hired to kill me. I'm not going to kill you. Revealing my powers would be suicide. They are most effective with the element of surprise. In other words, they're for me to know and you to find out. Say what you like. Burning tension runs between us. Our eyes meet. Invisible sparks scatter. Oh, I got another mail. Another mail. It's from Shining Finger. Okape-kun! I want you to reply to me already. I've been waiting, you know. and tell me the super hacker's address when you can. If we don't get cracking, someone else might get to the IBN 5100 first. Moeka. No response options, so no chance for chat to interfere and or interact. And then an email arrives. To break the stalemate, I turn my attention away from Suzuha. This ringtone is starting to piss me off. It's most likely from that male demon Shining Finger. I can tell without even checking, although I did check. This is getting ridiculous. She's got some stalker qualities and maybe split personalities. I shouldn't have given her my address. I look at Suzuha and see her lying on the counter. She's playing with something in the palm of her hand. It looks like a small metal pin. Anyway, how can she be this lazy on her second day? I love CRTs was a lie too, wasn't it? Why the frown? Did you get a death notice? A what? Just wondering. She was just wondering if I got a death notice. How could she say that with a straight face? And what the hell is a death notice anyway? Do those even exist? What I meant to ask was if you got some unpleasant news. You could say that. This girl is hard to get a handle on. I really shouldn't let my guard down around her. There's this woman who's obsessed with finding an IBN 5100. Suzuha leaps up as soon as I speak. An IBN 5100? You know about them? Yeah. I see. So the IBN 5100 and legend is famous, huh? Maybe the Retro PC is more popular with female otaku than I thought. Yeah, that's it. I heard the urban legend from someone. How much do you know about it? I actually tried looking for an IBN 5100, but in the end, I came to the conclusion that there isn't one in Akiba. I see. Well, that's true. You sound like you know something. Well, I do and I don't, I guess. I don't know about it personally, but I happen to hear about it from a knowledgeable acquaintance of mine or something like that. Another insincere smile. I'm starting to think she's not a very good liar. You can tell she's lying whenever she smiles like that. Sure enough, she doesn't offer any other information. She just keeps that insincere smile plastered on her face. Who are you? Suzuha falls back down onto the counter with a deep sigh. She looks up at me from that position. I was thinking of giving you a bunch of interesting information on the IBN 5100, but when you look at me like that, I don't feel like it anymore. I'm not even interested in the IBN 5100. I'm more concerned with CERN right now. Solving one of Akiba's mysteries won't topple the organization's regime at all. After all, you don't have a shred of credibility. You have no way of knowing if that interesting information of yours is true or not. Wow, that's harsh. Well, I admit I am acting kinda suspicious. I won't tell you, but I'll give you a hint. And then you will writhe in agony when you can't figure it out. Truth is, the IBN 5100 has a hidden function. A hidden function? That reminds me. I'm pretty sure that John Titer from 2000 said something like that. I searched through my memories. If I remember correctly, the IBN 5100 can do something or other with a proprietary programming language. No way! How did you know? Tell me! Tell me! I only vaguely remembered, but it looks like I hit the mark. I grin. It's another one of my powers. Leading question. I can read your heart of hearts. What? No fair. For some reason, Suzuha covers her face with both her hands. She opens her fingers just enough to peek at me. That's not enough to escape my power. I see everything, Amane Suzuha. Resistance is futile. Anyway, the IBN 5100 has a hidden function. It can decipher IBM's proprietary programming language, which was written before APL and BASIC became widespread. Isn't that surprising? Now I remember, John Titor said the same thing in 2000, and right after that, an IBM engineer officially admitted that function's existence. Now, it's a dead programming language that can only be deciphered with an IBM 5100. The reason Titor traveled to 1975 to obtain an IBM 5100 was because he needed that function. Maybe Moeka wants to use it too. Or maybe not. Shining Finger doesn't seem like the type who'd know about that sort of function. That's why IBM 5100s are so rare. While talking, Suzuha keeps dropping her glance to the metal pin in her hand. She rolls it around in her fingers. I guess that's a habit of hers. So IBM 5100s is super rare. Maybe if I get one, I could sell it for a high price. That could be a good way to raise research funds. But first, I have to deal with CERN. Life in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms, growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There's no travel, no internet, no railroads even. Most people never see another town, let alone a city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress. Technology belongs only to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There's none of the conflict you see in this era. There's no war? How is that possible? How did CERN resolve the situation in the Middle East? What have you got against world peace? Sounds to me like CERN's doing humanity a favor. This Titor guy stole a time machine from CERN, didn't he? He's the bad guy here. Die in a fire, terrorist scum! The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist system of government. Except now, that system works flawlessly. Right now, you should be asking yourselves how that is possible. How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without any discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I am here. Yes, I am a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there is no denying that our actions are a kind of terrorism. Anyway, that's not a part of that new message. Anyway, I want to hear more about the many worlds interpretation. You said it's been proven by 2036? How? I knew you were a terrorist. How many have you murdered? What if my kids are among them? Maybe I really should kill your father. Protect the future. Stop beating around the bush. Give us answers. You're one of those old men who participate in the student riots, aren't you? Filled your head with a bunch of bullshit and now you can't tell fact from fiction. Am I right? Delicious nationalist tears. LOL. CERN probably figured it out. They got a time machine to experiment with, right? That would make you no better than Titor. If you're willing to fight the consequences, then go right ahead. Titor question. Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? Did you find an IBM 5100? Is John Titor plugging for the commies? I thought that went out of style years ago. I thought Titor was crazy, but this Hyoin guy is even crazier. Get a room, guys. World War III, LMAO. Isn't there supposed to be an IBM 5100 in Akiba? As I've already explained, my goal in this time is to change the future. I'm posting here to warn you of what's going to happen. Perhaps convergence will render my efforts meaningless, but if even one person pays attention, that's enough. World War III? Is that something I said on a different world line? I would like to talk to you in private. Please email me when you have time. Of course, if anyone else would also like to email me, feel free. Serious inquiries only, please. All I've been getting is hate mail. Here's my address once more. John Titer at egweb_na_IP. 20 hours have passed since Daru started hacking. Night gives way to a refreshing summer morning. I glance at Daru while browsing @channel on my phone. He's fidgeting even more, now his legs are like pistons. His knees move up and down in harmony with the rat-a-tat-tat of his keyboard. Daru hasn't slept in about 40 hours, but he still won't get off the computer. I was going to ask him if he'd like a break, but his entire body is exuding an aura that says, "Don't talk to me." I curl up a bit and return to my phone. My discussions with John Titer just aren't making sense. Not even Titer himself seems to know about the Titer from 10 years ago. It's hard to imagine that everyone on the @channel is conspiring against me. But how else can I explain it? Out of options, I decide to email Titer directly, just as he told me to. He audaciously exposed his own address on @channel. I guess that's his way of saying, bring it on. In my email, I question the difference between his posts now and his posts 10 years ago. The current Titer hasn't even acknowledged the latter. I only vaguely remember them, but they basically went like this. In 2015, World War III breaks out. Many people die. By 2036, the world is a nuclear wasteland. John Titer travels to 1975 to obtain an IBN 5100. The IBN 5100 was necessary to revive technology lost in World War III. The IBN 5100 has a hidden function, the ability to read IBM's proprietary computer language, which predates APL and BASIC. But only certain IBM engineers are aware of that function, so it does not appear in the manual. In 1998, Titer meets his younger self and his parents in America. John Titer was a soldier who volunteered for this mission. John Titer is an American. Furthermore, in 2000, Titer correctly predicts the outcomes of some future events. The Peruvian coast earthquake in 2001, the election of a new pope, the outbreak of the Iraq War, China's advances in space, and so on. Though he only talked vaguely about each one, they all came true. On the other hand, other predictions went unfulfilled. For example, the Y2K bug, Civil War in America, the cancellation of the Beijing Olympics, the inauguration of America's first female president in 2009, and so forth. There's more. But let's leave those aside for now. I'm going to ask him why those predictions didn't come true. The last line that he typed out says, "Also, most of your predictions from back then didn't come true." I don't even know if that's what it was said first. Yeah, okay. Oh, whoops. If you're from the future, then, well, it's being sent. I'd appreciate the satisfactory explanation. TLDR. If he can't answer to my satisfaction, then the current Titer is an imposter. This is your litmus test, John Titer. So, what are your true colors? Good morning. Mayuri comes in. Looks like she's forgiven us for experimenting on her food. She's back to her usual smiley self. What are you doing here so early? Well, I heard you guys had stayed up 2 nights in a row, so I brought you some goodies. Excellent. Good job. Though to be accurate, it wasn't 2 nights in a row. I took an afternoon nap yesterday. Mayuri starts fishing through her convenience store bag. And then she takes out... Ta-da! Canned oden! The canned oden is still warm when she gives it to me. I open the lid right away and eat the beef. Mayuri and I have been together for a long time, so she knows what I like. And when it comes to canned oden, beef is where it's at. It's a present from Mayushi. They're 270 yen each. So savor it, okay? I've been getting tired of eating bananas and chicken lately. Buy these instead from now on. But Mayushi doesn't have enough pocket money to splurge like this all the time. And Mayushi loves bananas and chicken, so she'll keep buying them. I consider saying you'll get fat if you only eat frozen foods, but that threat's not very effective against Mayuri, so I hold my tongue. Her high metabolism prevents her from getting fat no matter how much she eats. But wait, there's more! Ta-da! Next, she produces a small box with a Rainet illustration. Rainet sausage! It comes with an Upa bottle cap as a bonus. I really wanted it, so I bought it. She sticks out her tongue with a shy grin. A giggle, rather. Something tells me that in a few months' time, this lab will be neck-deep in Upa goods. There are only a few things right now, like the cushion on the sofa, but that number is sure to grow exponentially. So, how's Daru-kun? He's in the midst of a hard fight. He should at least get rest. He should at least rest a little. I mean, I never said he had to do it all at once. Dude, that's a real vibe for me behind the mic for sure. Daru-kun's super hacker spirit is on fire. Don't say haka! An empty Diet Cola bottle comes whistling through the air. It hits my head with a nice thunk. He sure is tense. Mayuri and I evacuate to a corner of the lounge and quietly eat the oden. But isn't hacking bad? Mayushi doesn't want you to do bad things. I would be a fool to let Daru's super hacker skills go to waste. Incidentally, it looks like hackers hijacked CERN's system back in 2008. We found news articles about it online, and another message. Another message. Oh. This is Ominous' first email. Thanks for exchanging addresses with me. I finally made a friend here. Yay, don't worry. Won't email you too much, and I might be slow to reply too. I'm kinda new to this email thing. It's okay to laugh at me. So yeah. This is an option for this people potentially in chat to say something. I don't expect them to. Number went from 0 to 1. Should I respond with exchanging addresses here or slow to reply? That means even the inventors of the World Wide Web have holes in their security. With his skills, Daru should have no trouble getting through. Besides, we're doing this to expose CERN's wrongdoings. This is a war against the dark forces that secretly rule the world. Bad things are bad. That's unusual. Mayuri usually just accepts whatever I say. Well, I admit it. We are doing bad things. We are doing a bad thing? But there's no way. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons apparently. Yep, singular, a bad thing, allegedly, according to Okabe. But there's no way we can stop now. I need to change the subject. Mayuri. Want to trade my sweet potatoes for your beef? If you want to trade, I'd rather have your quail egg. Don't be ridiculous. Next to beef, quail eggs are my favorites. But Mayoshi likes quail eggs too. Settle for my chikua. Okay, chikua is better than sweet potatoes. With that said, I skewer the chikua and put it in Mayuri's can. And I get her beef in return. Subject change complete. Mayuri really eats up conversations about food. It's so easy to manipulate her. Mwahahaha. Soon? If I can just get the SQL table, I'll have more than enough passwords. You're no match for me. Daru has started talking to himself. Looks like things are falling into place. Daru really is a super hacker. I think this is the first time I've seen him serious. Daru bends himself forward, staring holes into the screen. But all I see on the screen is the same thing, the same string of numbers and letters. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. You can't hide from me, you naughty thing, you. How does it feel to be naked? Yeah. His eyes are bloodshot, and he's starting to ramble. Maybe the lack of sleep is getting to him. Daru opens up a new window, types in a 12-character string, and slams the enter key. An error sound rings. He quickly deletes the string and enters a new one. He keeps repeating that sequence until finally... Oh, yes! Yes! Matching ID and password. Login complete. Hell yeah. Taste it! Yes, yes, yes! What enthusiasm. Did you get it? The smug bastard turns around with an expression of immense satisfaction, as if he's gone into La Petite Mort. Mission complete. Really? Wow, that's amazing. I don't really get it though. After 20 hours of agony, it's finally over. To show Daru my appreciation, I toss him an unopened Odin can. An Odin can's the best after a job well done. Well done. You really are the world's greatest super hacker. 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 I'm glad you're on my side. So, did you find out how they're planning to destroy the world? I haven't looked yet, man. All I did was get us connected. But it's all downhill from here. I'm sorry if you're tired, but please start checking. The keys to this conspiracy have got to be in there. Yeah, I'll do it. But let me eat this Odin can first. After a short meal break, Daru taps on his keyboard more nimbly than before. The question is who this password belongs to. Why is that? I went to CERN's database and got a data table. From there, I focused on people with simple passwords like 1111111 and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H to get my hands on an ID. It'd be awesome if this turns out to be the server admin's logon, but I don't think we're that lucky. In Japanese, please. Same. Basically, if this is the server admin's password, we can taste every inch of CERN's luscious flesh. But if it's just an ordinary researcher's password, then we can only see CERN's boobs. Daru-kun, that's naughty. Quit the erotic examples. Basically, you mean there will be limits to what information we can access? Exactly. Anyway, it's only a matter of time before I get a server admin's password. Let's save that for later. I'm really sleepy now. It would be cruel to push Daru any further. It's unfortunate, but overworking him isn't an option. Let's let him rest so he can regain his strength. Oh, looks like our ID belongs to an accelerator division chief. So it's not a server admin. It would take a miracle to get one on our first try. How many staff members do you think Stein has? How many? Over 6,000. That many? Well, for now, let's look at this accelerator division chief. His name is Jack. Let's look at his email log. And of course, emails come up in English. Oh no, that makes Miyoshi's head hurt. It's pathetic to flinch at the mere sight of English. Daru. What does that say? Need to translate it. This is a job for Dr. Excite. Nah, I've got a better idea. Daru boots up translation software and auto-translates the open page. Poor, unnatural Japanese shows up. The first line says, Happy New Year. Looks like a New Year's greeting. Something about going on vacation in Spain. Lucky bastard. That email's normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. If we keep scouring the log like this, we can also identify the server manager. You know, looking through someone else's email without their permission makes me feel really guilty. Mayuri gets depressed and moves away from the computer. She sits on the sofa and hugs her giant upa cushion with a sigh. I know we're doing something socially unacceptable, however, I abandoned guilt when I chose the path of evil long ago. Let the responsibility be mine. I will not ask you to answer for my crimes. What a guy! I'd let Okarun do me in the butt. I decline your offer. Now, get peeking, Daru. Okarun, you're bad. You make Mayushi sad. That's of no concern to me. You just sit there and pretend your hands are clean. Upon further examination, we discover several emails with the title Experiment Report. In English, naturally. Looks like he sends emails like these almost daily. LHC Experiment Reports. There could be a hint about time machines in there. We should try reading them. This is definitely a crime, though. That's what his lips say, but his hand still clicks on the email. What comes up is an unintelligible series of symbols. This is encrypted. Of course it isn't that simple. Well, cracking this should be a piece of cake. Nice super hacker. He is a genius, no doubt. Daru undoes the security in less than 10 minutes. The real-time sync is deciphering the crappy machine translation. Translated into proper Japanese, it's Hi, Paul. Hi, Paul. That's enough. Excuse me. That acting's completely unnecessary. Aww. Uploaded today's data to the server. The LHC is performing admirably. Can't say the same about the rest, though. This baby's fickle as a cat, but it was surprisingly obedient this month. It would be great if it stayed like this forever. But you don't think this work is unrewarding? This kitten, this 27-kilometer long kitten, has been in operation for 9 years. Our research will change the course of history, yet only a small group of people are allowed to see it. Of course, if it were ever officially released, it would be one hell of a scandal. People will probably say something like, call Robert Zemkev to CERN right away. He could build it in less than a year. Sorry, Zemikif, not Zemkif. 9 years. Daru finishes reading. I rub my temples with my thumbs. Calm down. Let's sort things out. Do you think there were any translation errors in that email? Did Daru notice something unnatural too? He's not joking like he usually does. If you trust the translation software, then that's what it says. The Japanese is strange in places, though. But that doesn't make sense. I thought the LHC was only put into operation around spring last year, but this email makes it sound like it's been in operation for 9 years. That is strange. The email's send date is this year, 2010, so 9 years ago makes 2001. John Titor posted this on @channel yesterday. The only other thing I can say is that you must not believe their lies. They have already succeeded at creating micro black holes. I gulp. If you read between the lines of this email, it sounds like they're doing some sort of secret experiment. Also, Robert Zemeckis is a super famous Hollywood movie director. He directed a trilogy of smash hit time travel movies about 20 years ago. I groan. No way. Was I right? CERN's hiding a major secret from the world, and it's related to time travel? Keep looking, Daru. Search for anything related to time machine research. Seriously? I don't know if Daru is questioning my order or the possibility that CERN might be researching time travel. Either way, he begins tapping on the keyboard again. There aren't any emails with the phrase time machine in them, but the phrase Z program was used hundreds of times in the past few months. Do you think it could be about the current LHC experiments? What is it specifically? Black hole formation experiments? Let's try looking for documents. Ah, found one. Daru opens a PDF attachment. Oh, looks like this is top secret stuff from France, England, and Holland. Government secrets? CERN's not even a government organization, so why? Wait, should we be looking at this stuff? We might be in a little deep here. I don't care. Get me details. Hold on. If we get caught, we're not getting off with an apology. Are you so incompetent as to let yourself be traced? I took the necessary precautions. Then I failed to see the problem. Well, thanks. Daru makes a slightly awkward face as he takes the file about the Z program and feeds it into the translation software. May 14th, 137th Z program experiment report. Because we have already succeeded in creating many black holes, the report is omitted. First... Stop! All of a sudden, Titor's prediction became a reality. So CERN did use the LHC to generate many black holes. But they announced that their experiments haven't succeeded, so why... This is what Titor was referring to when he posted, "Don't believe what they say." But the goal of the experiment wasn't even to generate many black holes. It was to create new elementary particle reactions. Daru doesn't take his wide eyes off the monitor. But in reality, they're already generating those many black holes. Sure does seem like it. What does it say next? Results. Error. Human is dead. Mismatch. For details, consult Jellyman's report, number 14. We propose that further experiments be halted until the lifter is perfected and all local field conformity points are online. What does that mean? Human is dead means somebody died, right? What? Somebody died? Seriously? I groan. This isn't a joke anymore. Something very serious is going on here. Maybe we are in too deep. And what if we are? I'm not afraid. I'm not. After all, I am the insane mad scientist. I can't control my curiosity. Besides, now that I have proof of their evil deeds, ignoring it would just leave a bad taste in my mouth. My throat's gone dry. I swallow my saliva. In an attempt to keep whatever composure I can, I scold myself for being so faint of heart. What is this Jellyman's report? Daru starts typing once I ask my question, but he soon clicks his tongue. I can't find it in Jack's email. We'll need an account with more privileges. Then we'll save that for next time. Search for something related to time machines. You know we're not going to find anything, right? After that, Daru spends about 15 minutes fishing through the Accelerator Division Chief's email, but he doesn't find anything about time machines. He didn't. Words like Accelerator Technical Committee and LHC Project Lead came up, so I guess we should look for an ID from there. Maybe then we can get more information. You can't look it up with your ID, with the ID you have? Daru shakes his head. Well, I guess let's call it a day. By the way, what we just saw was CERN's biggest server, but I also found a strange database on the network. Strange? How? It was buggy. Buggy? I mean, it was full of some kind of code. But the code was gibberish. Utterly impossible to decode. Thank you very much. Could it be encrypted? Not by any algorithm I've ever seen. It wouldn't even work as a program. It just bothers me. Why would they have a database that nobody could ever use? That is strange. I'll see what I can find out. Daru tries every trick in the book to crack that mysterious database. But after about an hour, the pistons in his forefingers begin speeding up. Eventually, he just slams the keyboard out of frustration. Alright, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You call this a program, dumbass? Go to hell! Oh great, he snapped. I think you should stop. Mayuri puts down her sewing tools and turns to Daru with a worried look on her face. My head is spinning. I can't take it anymore. This is bad. Daru's breaking down. Maybe I'm pushing him too much. Too far. He's been up 2 days straight. He's probably at his limits. Good work. Go rest, Daru. Yeah, I'll do that. Anyway, even if it isn't a bug, But an actual program, only the guys who made it can understand it. I've never seen anything like it. Programs unlike anything he's seen. Got mail. At that moment, music bursts from my pocket. I've got mail. This is an option for chat. Now I see Rosie is here. To interact, interpret. Rendezvous. Do I open my mailbox? Do I continue with the text prompt below? I would appreciate input. If it is not forthcoming, I do not judge, and I will continue with the story. How I see fit. It appears I shall continue to press the enter button. It's from John Tizer. He did reply to the email I sent him earlier. Did he? Did he? Question mark. Oh. If everything you wrote is true, then we have a lot to talk about, particularly concerning the IBM 5100's hidden functionality, which I have not mentioned to anybody yet. That I am surprised that you know about it. However, I have not gone to the year 2000, though it is possible I may go there later. There are 3 possible explanations. First, the John Titor who appeared in 2000 is my future self. In other words, I go to 2000 after and write about the things you have told me. But that could cause a chicken and egg paradox, wouldn't it? Second, you're delusional or making things up. For the sake of serious discussion, let's set this possibility aside. Third, you may have seen something I wrote on a different world line. That would mean that 10 years ago you existed on a different world line than the one we are on now. However, that raises another issue. When the world line changes the entire timeline, I reconstruct it from past to future in order to prevent a paradox from occurring. That was proven in 2036. In other words, it should be impossible for you to retain memories of the previous world line. Unless you too are a time traveler, that is. Do you have any idea what the cause could be? I gulp. A flash runs through my head like an electric shock. There's quite a bit of text, but what catches my eye are the first several lines. Of course, everything is falling into place. What you talking about? Miyari looks at me curiously, but I don't have time to answer her. I am frantically assembling the pieces in my mind. John Titan, CERN, the time machine. These things are all connected. And now I have another piece of the puzzle. I shiver at my own brilliance. Daru, I think I know how we can read that program. Seriously? How? I aim my phone's camera at the screen displaying the supposedly bugged data and take a picture. I attach it to the message. Does this code look familiar? And send it to Dyther. A mysterious database inside CERN. A program unlike anything Super Hakadaru has ever seen. Its true form is... if my hunch is correct, John Titor should know. What? There's no way. Say what you like. We'll know soon enough. We wait for Titor's reply. Though it's only been a few minutes, it feels like an eternity to me. It's here. I quickly open the mail, and its contents are enough to raise goosebumps on my entire body. Just as I suspected. Huh? I was right, darling. I know where that data comes from. An IBM 5100. That retro PC has a certain special function. In fact, for more than 25 years after it went to market in 1975, nobody knew of it save a few IBM engineers. That function was first brought to light by the John Titor who appeared in 2000. A while after Titor posted about it, an actual IBM engineer admitted to the hidden function's existence. Which reminds me, I talked to Suzu about this only yesterday. It can also decipher IBM's proprietary programming language, which was written before APL and BASIC became widespread. Isn't that surprising? Now, it's a dead programming language only decipherable with an IBM 5100. What an incredible coincidence. A prime example of synchronicity at work. It's almost like an almighty will is pulling the strings. No, I say, this discovery of ours was inevitable from the start, for this is the choice of Stein's Gate. Wait, so CERN has an IBM 5100 database? Those machines aren't compatible with any modern software. Why would they do something like that? Answer me this. What is the best way to secure a machine against external cracking? Well, make it standalone, of course. Dara quickly catches on to my intent of question. If only IBM 5100 can read it, then I guess that's kind of standalone. Which means that CERN, keeping their most important secrets hidden. There. How do you know about that hidden function anyway? It is recorded in my brain's extensive index, Liberatorium Prohibitorium. Titor said it himself 10 years ago, but Daru wouldn't believe me if I told him the truth. Very original. I ignored Daru's retort. Mayuri, we have important matters to discuss. Assemble. Huh? I can hear you fine from here. Mayuri's sewing. She doesn't get off the sofa. It doesn't matter whether you can hear or not. This meeting concerns the fate of the future gadget laboratory. Nay, the fate of mankind. So, I wanted to feel more secretive, like we're scheming or something. It's important that we stare closely at the monitor and exchange dramatic lines. The atmosphere right now is too light. It's all Mayuri's fault. Mayushi won't participate in your evil schemes. Well, I can't have everything my way. Listen, you two. Henceforth, the future gadget laboratory shall begin emergency top-secret operations. This shall be the first stage in our war against the dark powers that manipulate the world from the shadows. Our enemy is CERN, a scientific institution engaged in the most evil research imaginable. Okrin, you're too loud. And I've been up all night. Crap. I guess I am being too loud. That kind of ruins the whole secret feeling. And the window's open too. If Suzuha is down below, I'm sure she can hear everything. So I turn it down a notch. Understand? The world has no need for two mad scientists. Before they can get ahead of us, we must outwit them. Who are they? You know. Them. Mayoshi doesn't get it at all. Basically, you must obtain the Phantom Retro PC, the IBM 5100, said to be located somewhere in Akiba. I make a magnificent declaration, but Daru just rubs his eyes, and Mayuri returns to her needlework. Damn it. Is there anything you guys react to? We've uncovered a massive conspiracy here. How come you aren't excited? I'll pass on the search. I'm seriously tired. Besides, I want to keep combing Cern's server. That's true. Well, you're the only one who can do that, Daru, so I'll leave you to it. So, the IBN 5100 investigation squad shall consist of Mayuri and me. I can't. Mayuri makes an apologetic face. I have to make costumes. And I have work, too. So basically, you two are telling me this. I am the only one with free time. Fine. I'll manage alone somehow. It's useless to try to stop me. Understood? Are you going to do something bad again? Nah, he's all talk. I leave my useless comrades behind and stride gallantly out of the lab. I step out onto the street. Immediately, a bicycle skids to a stop in front of me. Hiya! Akaberentoro. Suzuha gets off her bike and gives me a strange greeting. I want to ask her, are you an American or something? But I am distracted by her shiny bicycle. It is the same bicycle that was in front of the Bronto workshop yesterday. I guess it belongs to her. I wonder how much that set her back. I mean, it does look pretty expensive. Pretty nice technique there. Bicycles are fun, aren't they? I'd never ridden one before coming here. You'd never ridden a bicycle? Nope. I had ridden motorcycles before, though. Isn't that backwards? Weird girl. And what's with all that flashy braking back there? I think it'd be pretty dangerous if she did that all through the town. Beginners get cocky and get into accidents. You see that pattern all the time. If you're going to go full speed, at least wear a helmet. Going to work now? Yep. The Bronto workshop's shutters are open, but the shop itself never opens until around 11 or 12. But I don't know exactly when. It seems to change with Mr. Braun's mood. That's perfect. There's something we need to talk about. But I need to get the shop ready for business. Just what does this crumbly old Bronto workshop need to get ready? Nothing, really. Jeez. I just mindlessly sweep in front of the shop. If I clean inside, the boss gets angry. Everything is where it needs to be, he says. So he's paying her to not clean? Something's wrong with that guy. So, hear me out then. But I'm so tired. In other words, she doesn't feel like talking. I glare at her. You would be unwise to anger me. Does it have to be right now? My glare is not very effective. She doesn't falter after all, but I still maintain my stern expression and nod. Then go ahead. Suzuha shrugs her shoulders as she locks her bicycle. Then she turns to me. I'll keep it short, okay? Where is the IBN 5100? No intel yet. What? I don't know. But by the way you talked yesterday, it sounded like you knew. No, I know someone who knows. Then take me to them. I won't take no for an answer. Refuse and I'll show you a living hell. I can't. Come on! I even said I'd show you a living hell. I can't introduce you, even if I wanted to. What do you mean? Don't tell me they are an imaginary... They've been dead for years. I'm sorry. Nah, it's okay. Anyway, there's nothing I can tell you. Honestly, I'm hoping you can tell me something. Suzuha pats me on the shoulders. Funny. You'd think I'm the one who's supposed to cheer her up. But then, Mr. Braun opens the door and makes his appearance. Hey, part-timer. It's only your third day and you're late. Sorry, boss. The streets were a little crowded this morning. If you're not going to take this seriously, I can always give you the boot here. As for you, Okabe, don't you lay a finger on my part-timer. Aren't you the lecherous one here, Mr. Braun? Why, you... Just try saying something like that in front of Nate. I'll murder ya. Gotta keep my honor as a father. Besides, I ain't got no use for a skinny kid like her. What was that? Take that back, boss! Suzuha is actually mad now. What? You mad? I'm not a kid. I am a warrior. Huh? What are you talking about? Suzuha's burning passion has the manager shocked. I, on the other hand, am impressed. On impulse, I take Suzuha's hand and grasp it firmly. I like the look in your eyes, you part-time warrior. They shine with the radiance of the beast unseen in modern men. Never forget those eyes of yours, and you shall surely change class from part-time warrior to true warrior. But I'm already a warrior. Stay diligent in your training, and you shall have a place at my side on the field of Ragnarok. Ragnaroku? Suzuha looks confused. What's that? The final battle against Stein. You got something like that planned? Count me in if you do, but I've never heard of it. Of course you haven't. This is the first time I've revealed it. For I shall be the one to initiate Ragnarok, and the world shall be reborn. Wow, you sure are brave, Okabe Rintaro. You'll probably fail, but I like your spirit. I wish my comrades were as spirited as you are. Apparently, Suzuha is comrades. I'd like her to introduce me. That way, I can form my personal army, the Phoenix Crusaders. Wait a sec. Why does she assume I'll fail at Ragnarok? Looks like I need to instill the fear of Kyoin into this girl. Why does my store attract nothing but weirdos? Damn. Whatever. Part-timer, just come inside. Hi. Coming. Later, Okabe Rintaro. Suzuha waves and winks at me as she heads inside the store. Wait up, Okorin! When Mayuri comes down the stairs, passing Suzuha. So, you're going to help me search after all. That's the labman's spirit. Oh no, that's not it. I was thinking about buying lunch. She really is a glutton. It's not even lunchtime yet. So, where do you plan to go? Where to eat? Mary places a finger on her bottom lip as she walks. In thought, as she walks. Sanbo's beef bowl sounds good. This tiny high school girl truly has guts to enter Sanbo alone. That place isn't like the chain restaurants with their colorful menus and brightly lit interiors. First-timers are often cowed by the old-school atmosphere. Plus, the clientele is almost exclusively male, but Mayuri doesn't care. She just sits there, shoulder to shoulder with students and salarymen, smiling as she eats her beef bowl. Meanwhile, the Sanbists, regular Sanbo customers, are posting comments online like, "The goddess has arrived," or "Goddess for the win." But Sanbo isn't open this early. I tried to warn her, but Mayuri is no longer there. She's gone. Mayuri disappears like this every so often, and each time she does, I wonder for one terrible second if she really has vanished from the world. I look around and see Mayuri standing at a distance. She's gazing up at the sky through the buildings. Here we go again. She stopped in the middle of the street, so other pedestrians look at her, wondering what she's doing. But she doesn't notice the stairs. She slowly reaches out to the sky, as if entranced. But then she freezes in that position. This is one of Mayuri's habits. It's called the Stardust Handshake. Mayuri says that she liked looking in the night sky ever since she was little. Her reason is romantic, or perhaps childish. I feel like I can reach the stars. When I asked her about it one day, she just smiled and gave that answer. At first, she only reached out to the night sky, but lately she's been doing it without regard to the time of day. Like now, even when she's walking and talking with someone, something inside her just seems to switch on. Honestly, it's a little crazy. It's too early for stars, Mayuri. I walk up to Mayuri and call out to her. She slowly lowers her head with a blank smile on her face. Did you know? Even during the day, the stars are still up there? Getting philosophical is nice and all, but it's dangerous to stop in the middle of the street. That's true. Oh, just now, when I was looking at the stars, I decided to have ramen for lunch today. How are ramen and stars even related? Mayuri's mind works in mysterious ways. I know I said I'd search for the IBM 5100, but I have no idea where to start. I spent about an hour in an internet cafe searching for information, but it turned up nothing. I buy some mango juice with tapioca from a juice stand inside Yodobashi. I lose myself in thought as I drink it. It's Saturday, so it's starting to get crowded in front of the station. Some maids are distributing leaflets to the people coming out. I know Daru's well acquainted with retro PCs, but is there anyone else? Oh yeah, Shining Finger was obsessed with the IBM 5100, wasn't she? I'm really reluctant to contact that male demon, though. Uh-oh! There's the strange keyhole with the signal symbol. Keyhole symbol signal. Keyhole signal symbol, whatever. That means I am able to talk on phone up here or continue with text down here. What will it be? Plot point influencers. I will click once and wait, but ultimately my feelings are trivial. Ragnarok hangs in the balance. Do I message Shining Finger? Or do I progress with the text at the bottom? But I decide not to bother. I finish my drink and wander toward Chuodori. Then comes an email, almost as if on cue. Don't tell me. Is it the male demon? Will you get back to me already? Moeka. It's like she can read my mind. I instinctively scanned the area, searching for that gloomy woman in the crowd. No sign of her tailing me. Oh well, I guess I'll send her a reply. I don't know Shining Finger's phone number, so I'll just send her an email for the time being. In the email, I ask her to call and include my phone number. Now I just have to wait for her response. And there it is! That's a quick reply. But I asked her to call, so why did she reply by email? Wait, she wants it by email? There's a lot to cover. I'd rather not have to type it all out. I need to find out her phone number. Give me your phone number along with any information you have on the IBN 5100. And to send. I look up after finishing my email and see a huge crowd of people in front of Radican. I guess the satellite is still a big deal. The media presence hasn't died down since the day of the crash either. Radican is still closed. And of course, the satellite is still there. Not 30 seconds pass before I get the reply. Right as I'm about to look down and read the email, I catch sight of a familiar face in the crowd. Well, if it isn't my assistant, what are you doing here? Hey, when did I become your assistant? She looks like she'll snap at me, so I dampen her spirit. I go back to checking my email. What is wrong with this woman? I told her to tell me her phone number and she just ignored me. And she doesn't even have any information. How useless can you be? Why are you glaring at me? Don't worry about it. You're not the cause of my frustration. Oh, so you're just raging. Don't glare at me. You've glared at me before, haven't you? That's because you keep doing pervy... Ah, no. I'm not saying anything. Another one? Tell me the super hacker's address, Moeka. I want to snap my phone in half and throw it on the ground. What do you mean, tell me the super hacker's address? You making fun of me with that? You're not getting anything from me. Anyway, why does she need to send me 2 short consecutive emails? I mean, she might as well just combine them into one. Are the emails you're getting really that unpleasant? They're more unreasonable than unpleasant. I can't quite describe it in one word. Stop sending me all these short emails. I'm begging you, just gather your thoughts and send everything together. I feel a little satisfied after sending that email. I turn to Kurisu again. So, Christina, what brings you here? If you're going to call me names, could you at least be consistent? Anyway, my business here doesn't concern you. What are you... Why are you pouting? I'm not pouting, I just don't want to get involved in your silly games again. Nonsense. You're already a lab mem. You have a duty to work for the benefit of the lab. Well, she is only a temporary member. No, it's because she's a temporary member that we need to get as much out of her as we can. I regret losing myself to curiosity back then. Gracie sighs and looks up at the satellite. We are not alone. Several other people are standing here and looking up. It's Akiba's latest tourist attraction. Did you come to see the satellite? I guess. It doesn't make sense. Normally, they calculate satellites' orbits so that they burn up in the atmosphere when they fall. So how can that thing be in perfect condition? And that's to say nothing about the huge hole it punched in the building. Are satellites that durable? Where's the satellites from anyway? They still don't know. Rumors say it's from the former Soviet Union, but Russia denies it. So it looks like they can't remove it yet. 3 days have passed and it's still unknown. How interesting. I smell a conspiracy. So it's another organization cover-up. They knew it'd be at Radical and tried to erase me. Organization? What? The organization is the organization. Its formal name is something else, but all those who know of its existence call it the organization out of fear. They rule the world from the shadows, transcending nations with politics, economics, religion, even science in their clutches. That's obviously a crackpot conspiracy theory. Thank you very much. Chrissy cranks her head and blushes for some reason. What's wrong? Nothing. Really, nothing, okay? Say another word and I hit you. Crazy girl. Anyway, what's happened with the phone wave? I thought you didn't want to get involved. And it's not the phone wave, it's the phone wave name subject to change. Just answer me. Have you learned anything? No progress. We've tried repeating the experiment, but at present we haven't been able to reproduce the discharge phenomenon or send another email to the past. I see. Another email. Damn you, Shining Finger. I said not to send so many short emails, but she doesn't seem to get it. I can't handle this male demon. Let's save checking the email for later. You're pompous, but at least you have some manners. What do you mean? I hate people who play with their phones in the middle of a conversation. Ah, so that's why you grabbed my phone when we first met. When we first met? I didn't do that. Yeah, you did. There I was, giving my report, when you grabbed my phone out of my hand. I shut my mouth before I finish. The events of Radicon. My story of what happened back then doesn't mesh with Daru's story. It didn't mesh with Mayuri's, and now it won't mesh with Karasu's. So, in the end, was that a dream? A hallucination? What? What do you mean, giving your report? No, it's nothing. So, about the phone wave, name subject to change. After the experiment, you screamed something like a time machine? It can't be. Did something awaken a past trauma? No? And don't go making it one up either. Back when she was 5 years old, Christina was on the plains of Arkansas when lightning... I wasn't hit by lightning! And I was still living in Japan when I was 5. And why Arkansas? I was trying to imagine a tranquil scenery, and the first state to come to mind was Arkansas. Second was Oregon. Not Utah? I mean, relatively speaking, isn't Utah more suitable? Then answer me, Christina, why did you freak out back then? No reason. I simply didn't want to believe. Fringe science should stay in the realm of fiction. Fringe science? Don't be ridiculous. You saw it with your own eyes. You saw the email leap to the past. You saw the banana travel instantly through space. I saw. But we must be missing something, or maybe we're just seeing what we want to see. Remember what I said at ATF? Time machines are just a pipe dream given modern technology. And yet a bunch of amateurs like you just stick a phone and a microwave together and expect time travel to occur? Ridiculous. But it did occur. Will you deny what you saw with your own eyes? Are you saying that theories trump reality? Then I hope you enjoy sophistry and word games, because that's all you'll ever have. What do you mean, word games? Quantum theory, for example. If you ask me, theories like that are nothing but word games. Wait, are you rejecting modern physics? Who do you think you are? Trust what you see. The only things that matter are things that happen. Things that don't happen, things aren't observed, are just hypotheses. When hypotheses pile up and theories are verified, they become reality. That's how modern physics comes to understand the truth of the universe. But sometimes your hypotheses are mistaken. Even Einstein was wrong about some things. So you're going to do nothing, just because you could be wrong. Then enjoy your dirty little lab and your silly gadgets, because that's all you'll ever have. You never reach the truth that way. Failure teaches success. I see. Nice rebuttal. You're never getting off your high horse, are you? By the way, Christina, I have always felt that physicists are hypocrites. What? There are phenomena that everyone knows occur in reality, but which physicists refuse to research. Well, what do you think about that? I don't know what you say. I don't know what to say unless you give me some examples. Ghosts, for instance. The occult? Really? You refuse to research it because it's the occult. That contradicts what you just said. You'll never reach the truth that way. People have seen ghosts. There are even photographic evidence. So where are the theories? Why do physicists refuse to speak? It's a different field of study. You can't call physics the study of natural phenomena and then decide some things don't account. True, but... And that's why we must investigate the phenomenon of sending emails to the past. You shall assist me. No. Kotosu gives me a clear-cut answer, along with her usual glare. So the genius girl really does hate me. I won't have a hand in your fringe science. I won't make the same mistake my father did. Your father? You make a fine argument, but it won't work in the scientific community. The day you decide to research time travel is the day you're out of a job. How can you be so certain? Because that's what happened to my father. Kurisu grimaces. My father, a physicist, loved time machines. He was so fascinated by Wells' The Time Machine that he seriously studied time travel. But because of his obsession, he was practically exiled from the scientific community. I will never get involved with time travel research. This time, her sheer force of will gives me pause. I think she's really pissed. I may have stepped on a landmine here. What do I do? If I get her any angrier, she might seriously hit me. Let's calm her down a little. Yeah, let's do that. But what should I say? I'm sorry. I got emotional. She apologizes first. Christina's calm character saves me. Don't worry about it. I wanted to test your character, so I made you angry on purpose. Huh? Anyway, the phone wave isn't a time machine. Email is a man-made system, so this phenomenon should be explainable in the scope of that system. I understand. I had no idea you hate time machines that much. It's almost like an allergy. I apologize for forcing you to become a labman. You don't have to come again. I wasn't planning on it. But know this, Christina. Don't call me Christina. Lab mem number 004 will be a retired number. That number is yours forever. I finished my speech and turned back to Kurisu. I won't look back. I walk away slowly with my eyes closed. It's kind of hard to walk like this. I hope I don't bump into anyone. Wait, am I even walking straight? You look ridiculous! My shoulder is suddenly pulled from behind. I brace myself so I don't fall backwards. What are you doing? You've ruined my perfectly staged exit scene, and you call yourself my assistant. No, I don't call myself your assistant, and besides, I still have something to ask you. Damn it, her stubbornness has already returned. I asked you about this before, but you said I got stabbed, right? I demand an explanation. Yes, the other real-life phenomenon that has yet to be explained. That was just something I hallucinated. Let's just leave it at that for now. Why would you dream about me? I don't know. And it wasn't a dream. It was a hallucination. You said something about Dr. Nakabachi, didn't you? Dr. Nakabachi held a time machine presentation at Raditon that day. That presentation was cancelled because of the satellite crash. So it seems. But in my hallucination, the presentation proceeded as planned. Mayari and I went to see it, and you came over to flirt with me. I don't flirt, especially not with idiots like you. Like I said, it wasn't real, okay? No, maybe this world is what isn't real. That would explain a riddle of the phone wave name subject to change. If this world is some kind of simulation, then we can disregard the laws of physics. Escapism? That's unexpectedly chicken for you. It's a hypothesis, your favorite thing. So who stabbed me? Don't tell me it was you. I recall the sight of Kurisu collapsing in a puddle of blood. It sends shivers down my spine. Was that really just a hallucination? It was too real. I can clearly remember the smell of blood. You were already dead when I got there. I didn't see who did it. I don't get it. Why do I have to die in your mind? You have something against me? Of course not. At this point in time, we had only spoken once. We were just strangers. Well, that one time we talked was during the events I imagined, so strictly speaking, at that point in time, all I knew about her was that I'd read. Is what I'd read in a magazine. Anyway, we didn't know each other. And that's why I ran away instead of calling for an ambulance. My hero. What? You want me to go back in time and give you a CPR or something? I need to use the phone wave name substitute change for that. I've heard enough. No more hallucinating about me, okay? Dying isn't fun, even if it's in someone else's head. I can't make any guarantees. That would require perfect 24-hour surveillance inside my brain. You have a comeback for everything, don't you? Kurisu shakes her head in exasperation, then turns and walks off towards the station. Looks like she wants to end the conversation. In revenge for last time I grabbed Kurisu's slender shoulder from behind. What now? I'm not done talking. You're trying to pick a fight? It's revenge for ruining my farewell scene, Christina. You shall regret your thoughtless actions. Okay, fine. What is it? About the IBN 5100. I don't know what you're talking about. If you don't know, then forget about it. Farewell! We will not meet again. I turned my back to Kurisu. This time, I make a perfect... Hey, don't tell me to forget about it. She grabs my arm. Damn it! This is the second time! What is the IBN 5? Whatever. This IBM 5100 is a retro PC from 1975. I am looking for one. Yeah? What are you going to do with it? Looks like she's interested. She was the same way when she came to the lab. I guess this girl is just brimming with curiosity. Interested? Kurisu quickly averts her eyes, but she doesn't let go of my arm. You're interested, aren't you? Just a little. Then I shall answer. The IBM 5100 is the key to unlocking CERN's most closely guarded secrets. CERN? You mean the CERN? Indeed. Through the tireless efforts of my faithful lab members, we have uncovered evidence that CERN is researching time travel. Come, be astonished. Great. I shouldn't have asked. Kurisu gives me a cold glare, then lets go and starts walking away. This time, she's gone for good. Damn you! Just you watch. I will expose CERN's secrets if it's the last thing I do. The next day, I decided to hit Akiba's computer parts store. I did as much as I could yesterday, after parting with Kurisu, but no luck. Finding an IBM 5100 is obviously going to be a huge pain in the ass. I'm standing in the narrow tunnel that runs beside the Radican building. Small shops selling everything from motherboards to resistors to vacuum tubes line both sides of the tunnel. Here lies the vestiges of the old electric town, Akiba's conscience, so to speak. Casual otaku usually avoids doors like these. It's a holy land that only true fanatics can enter. Not that I'm an expert on computer parts. Furthermore, these shops only sell parts, so it's actually kind of silly to be searching for a whole PC here. Still, something about the sight of all these electronics gets my blood pumping. I have to hide my excitement to maintain my dignity. If a storekeeper yells, "Hey kid, you're 10 years too young for this stuff," then I'll have no choice but to run. Fortunately, no one has yelled at me yet. In fact, the storekeepers seem to be ignoring me. They must be more open-minded than I thought. Or maybe they just don't care. I search each store in turn, but turn up neither hide nor hair of an IBM 5100. The ringing of my phone pocket draws a sharp look from the nearest storekeeper. Alright, here we go. We're getting a call from Mayuri. Do we answer? Team. Activate team. Go. In chat. Yes or no. It's cool. Even if no one answers, I'll just ignore Mayuri. You know, no biggie. I force a smile and rush outside. I don't know if I actually have a choice. I probably have to answer. Whew, that was close. I probably shouldn't go back in there today. I take a deep breath to calm myself down. That's when something strange catches my eye. There's a woman squatting on the ground nearby, her knees against her chest. In her hand is a gaudy purple phone. She's staring at the screen without moving a muscle. She's even more conspicuous since nobody else is around. And on further inspection, I realize that's someone I know. Shining Finger! Shining Finger! I call out to her, but she gives me no reaction. Shining Finger is just a name I made up, so I guess it's only natural. Her name was Moeko? No. Finger! I stand in front of her and call her name. Well, the name I gave her, but she doesn't even look up at me. Her fingers are typing rapidly on her phone, so she's definitely conscious. But she still looks dead. There's no life in her eyes. I am actually worried. Despite the heat, she is not sweating. Can't you hear me?
誰
Who?
ほーい
Huin Kyoma, the mad scientist. She glances at me for maybe half a second, then goes right back to staring at her phone.
誰だっけ
Who?
貴様
What?
人の顔を
Can't you
覚えられ
even
る
remember people's faces? Of course, I am the one who forgot her name.
IBN5100 を探すという協力
I
関係
agree.
にあるにもかかわらず
To help you find an IBM 5100, remember? And this is the thanks I get? She twitches upon hearing the word IBM 5100, but she still doesn't look up.
岡部くん
Okabe-kun
俺はほ
is
ーいだ
Huin. Ignoring me, are you? Why won't you accept me as Huin Kyoma?
メール
Sent email.
メール
Email? Well, I did just receive an email. Do I answer it? Do I answer it? Hi, Okabe-kun. Fancy meeting you here. I nearly flip out. Is this person really... Excuse me. Is this something... Really? You should say by email when some person is standing right in front of you? It wouldn't take 5 seconds to say it verbally. She's friendly enough in her emails, but in person she's a lump of unsociability. How can she write, funny meeting you here, without smiling at all? It makes me think the mails are coming from a different person.
まさに奇遇だな
I suppose it is quite a coincidence. Were you looking through the parts stores too? She doesn't even respond when I asked her a direct question. Another email. I looked, but I couldn't find anything.
貴様は喋ることもできない
Why won't you speak? Too hard.
メールを打つ方が
Isn't it harder to type everything out? My yelling does not have the desired effect. Instead of getting her act together, she buries her face into her knees. And why is she wearing such a short skirt? If she sits with her knees up like this, I can see everything. Not that there's a problem with that. I sigh, then turn and walk away. I buy 2 max copies from a nearby vending machine. The mails keep coming. I'm sorry, I apologize, so please come back. I am more tired than angry. Besides, my search has hit a dead end, so I need whatever information she has on the IBM 5100. I can't just go home. Come to think of it, her name was Moeka, right? I remembered when I saw her email. I returned to Moeka with the 2 max coffees in hand.
岡部くん
Okabe-kun. She's finally on her feet. She glances at me, then breathes a sigh of relief.
飲むか
What? Want one? She timidly accepts the max coffee I hand to her, but she doesn't move to open it. I wait for the coffee to cool down, open the tab, and take a sip. Sometimes this sweetness is just what I need.
なぜ喋らない
Why don't you talk?
メールの方が
Emailing
気楽
is easier.
だから
Like hell it is. Maybe she's just afraid of people. When I finally consider that, I'm taken aback by my own thoughtlessness.
そう
Of course. So that's what it is. Basically, she's afraid. Afraid of the insane mad scientist Huain Kyoma. Well, I can barely blame her. In fact, I sympathize. Few indeed can withstand my aura of supreme madness.
私
I am weird, aren't I?
いや
No,
普通だ
you are normal.
そう
Really? For no matter how disciplined your mind is, you
お
cannot
前は何
resist.
ら恥じることはない
You have nothing to be ashamed of. In this world, there exists something called absolute, eternal truth. It's a wall, immovable no matter how much you struggle. That's why people give up, abandon their dreams, choose a different path. But never forget this one thing. You hold it in your heart, your own Stein's Gate. Stein's Gate? All people, without exception, possess their own Stein's Gate. As long as you have yours, you may follow any path without losing your way, just as I follow mine. Moeka nods. Looks like I got her to understand. So, on to business. Do you have any information on the IBN 5100? Moeka answers by shaking her head slightly. How long have you been searching? About 2 months. Where have you looked? And of course, Moeka starts to move her fingers at high speed. 4 people in 2 months. Even though hordes of otaku come to Akiba every day. Have you tried talking to PC store employees? They know more than anyone else. Moeka shakes her head again. She's clearly not cut out for this job, sincere as she may be. She's just wasting time. That editorial company she works for must be incompetent if they chose her as their investigator. Though I suppose it's also her fault for accepting the job despite her handicap. So, what's your actual goal? To obtain an IBN 5100 or to investigate the urban legend? Both. I see. In that case, her search is limited to IBN 5100s in Akibahara. But I don't care about the urban legend, I just want to obtain an IBN 5100. My true goal is what comes afterward. So I don't need to limit myself to IBN 5100s in Akibahara. I could look online. I might be able to get one through auction. That would take time and money though. If I don't find one in another few days, let's consider that option. Where do you plan to search next? That's... I didn't quite hear you. Moeka types out a mail at high speed. I honestly don't know where to turn. I've tried everything. She is useless. Don't worry. I have a network of informants at my disposal. Finding a retro PC should be no trouble at all. Moeka looks at me for the first time today. I see respect in her eyes. Have you forgotten who I am? Quinn Kyoma. I will stop at nothing to destroy the system and usher in a new era of chaos. Mwahahaha. That's... Okebukun Stein's Gate? Not Okabe! Quinn! After parting with Shining Finger, I go to a nearby PC store to talk to an employee I happen to know. But naturally, he doesn't know where to find an IBN 5100 either. Apparently, it was easier to find retro PCs 10 years ago, back when there were more underground niche stories. Now, those stores... Sorry, I guess it probably said stores, huh? Yeah, stores. Now, those stores are all but vanished, driven out by stricter regulations and the inexorable spread of moe culture. So, I can't really say it's Moeka's fault that she's not useful. After all, I am stumped too, and this is only my second day searching. Hunting for an IBM 5100 on an internet auction is starting to look more appealing than confining my search to Akiba. But again, that would take time and money. That reminds me, may you recall before I met with Shining Finger? That It's rare for the absent-minded Mayuri to be the one to contact me. I'm usually the one to contact her. I wonder what she wanted. Should I try calling her back? Okay, dear trusted viewers, now is an option. Now is a time and a chance to call Mayuri or continue with the story. Do I continue reading text prompts or do I send a text message? Do 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 do. Alright, I will continue reading text messages. Even if they're not messages, they are just adventures. Science adventures. She's not at work, is she? If she is, then I probably won't be able to get a hold of her. Let's contact her, not by phone, but by email. I sent an email and get a reply in a matter of minutes. That's it? Call Daru? What does that mean? I guess there's no choice. I'll call Daru.
Hi, hi.
What is up?
俺だ
It's me.
状況を
Report the situation.
その言い方は
Okarin, you're the one who talks like that. Did you hear from Mayushi?
いや
No,
何も聞いていない
she didn't tell me anything.
僕
Well, I'm at May Queen right now.
マユシが調べてくれた
Mayushi did some investigating. Sounds like Stein knows about the IBN 5100.
何
What? Ferris? Don't tell me that Cat Girl and the IBM 5000 are connected somehow. I can't even imagine how they could be.
その発想は
I understand your confusion, but apparently there are a lot of retro PCs at her home.
あるらしいよ
That's some unexpected good news. The tables have turned, and now I am close to my goal.
これも
This too is the choice of Stein's Gate.
わけわからん
I don't get you.
それで
So, is Ferris there?
もちろん
Of course, today's the Ferris Cup. Ferris Cup? What's that? I think I remember hearing about it, but I never really paid attention to it.
フェリスさんに
When I showed Ferristan an image of the IBM 5100, she said she donated a similar PC to a shrine 10 years ago. Don't know if it's the one we want though.
神社
She donated it to a shrine? That's an unexpected combination. PCs and shrines, consumer electronics, and ancient Shinto rituals. They're not even tangentially related.
どこの神社
Which shrine?
あ聞いてね
Didn't ask. My bad.
まあ
Whatever.
いい悪くない
It's a lid. The only shrines in Akiba are Kanda Myojin and Yanabashiyashi. Yanabayashi Shrine. I don't know if Ferris was living in Akiba at the time, but at least it's a start.
じゃあそろそろ
Well, I'm hanging up. The Ferris Cup is about to begin. I see. Daru, I'm sure you can do it. Be sure to win. Leave it to me. What the hell is a Ferris Cup anyway? No, more importantly, the shrine. Kanda Myojin is the larger and more popular shrine, so 9 out of 10 people would choose to donate something there. But when I inquire at the shrine office, nobody knows anything about an old computer. That leaves Yanabayashi Shrine. It's probably not there, but I have to try. Alright, incoming call. Do I answer the call? Let's find out. If that fails, I'll have to search all of Tokyo's shrines, one by one. The thought alone makes me dizzy, so I set it aside for now. I don't recognize the number, so I decide to ignore the call. It could be an organization assassin trying to lure me into a trap.
その手に引っ
I'm wise to your tricks, fiend. I don't bother calling back. When I enter the courtyard, I see a beautiful girl, or boy, in Miko robes, sweeping with a bamboo broom. Ah, Oka, Kiyoma-san? Huh? Lukako. Why don't you have it? Are you talking about Demon Sword Semedare? I thought I told you to carry it at all times. I'm sorry, but it gets in the way when I am cleaning. What are you going to do if they attack while you are cleaning? Nobody's going to come to your rescue, you know. That's true. I'll be more careful from now on. By the way, Lukako, I need to talk to your father. Can you go to him? Yes, I can, but what do you need to talk to him about? Serious business. Critical for the future of mankind. The future of mankind? I'll go get him. Lukako rushes into the shrine office. You'll believe just about anything I say. Lukako's father soon appears. Lukako is pretty flustered. He's practically dragging his father behind him. Hurry, Dad, hurry! Slow down a little. If you rush me, I am going to fall. But the future of mankind is at stake. Oh, well, that's certainly serious. I've met Lukako's father several times before. He's a gentle, respectable adult, with the exception of how he raised Lukako. Apparently, the reason Lukako wears Miko garb is because his father requested it. Maybe his dad's a pervert? No, it's not like I mean to mock the Shinto priesthood or anything like that. Ah, Yoen-kun. It's been a while. Thank you for always taking care of Lukako. The honor is mine. Did you need me for something? That's right. The future of mankind. That sounds serious. Lukako's father deflects his son's panic with a gentle smile. Impressive. He knows how to brush someone off without making them feel bad. Maybe I should take notes. Anyway, I explained to Lukako's father about how I need an IBN 5100. I asked him if there's one at the shrine. Of course, I don't disclose any classified information like how we plan to hack CERN or how it is all related to a time machine research. I don't know if donated is the right word to use, but an old computer was entrusted to the shrine about 9 years ago. No way. Really? That's it. That has to be it. Please, wait here. I'll go get it. Lukako's dad comes back in about 10 minutes. His face is bright red, and he is carrying a large cardboard box. His gait is fairly unsteady. I wonder if you'll be okay. Whew. It was hard to dig out. I think this is what you are looking for. Lukako's dad places the box on the ground and takes a deep breath as he rubs his back. What if it was... blah 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 blah. Oh. Was it that heavy? I thank him and take a look inside. An IBN 5100. Inside is a simple computer with an integrated monitor. The monitor is only about as big as a GPS screen. I compare it to the IBM 5100 image I got from Shining Finger. They look very similar. Ah, look at this. Lukako points to the logo between the tape drive and the monitor. It says IBM 5100 portable computer. Mwahaha! Finally, I have solved Akiba's urban legend. This is the Phantom PC of Akihabara. It's an excellent condition. There's only a thin layer of dust on it. But it looks like we'll need to plug it in to see if it works. Now the problem is whether Lukaku's father will lend it.
漆原氏、
Urishibashi.
お聞きしたいのです。
Urishibarashi. I'll be blunt.
この PC を貸して
May I borrow this computer?
いいですよ。
Sure.
そんなあっさりと
Seriously? Is it okay for a priest to just lend property out like that? Items which were donated to the shrine? I've never heard of anything like that. That's why I was expecting him to
こ
refuse.
れを私どもに預けた
When
方
this
から
was entrusted
当時
to
言
us,
われ
the
たの
owner
です
said this.
いつかこのパソコンを
If a
どうして
young
も
man
必要
ever
だとす
appears
る
and
若
says he
者
needs
が
this
現れるか
computer
ら
no matter what,
その
please
時
lend
は
it to him
快
with
く
my
貸しても
blessing.
らって構わん。まさか本当にこうして
I
現れ
didn't
るとは
think
思い
it
ま
would
せんでした
actually
よ。
happen, to be honest. I'd forgotten about it entirely until you
で
reminded
すから
me.
これは法王院君にお貸ししましょう。
I'm happy
ただ
to
し使い
lend.
終わったら必
It's
ず
to
返してく
you,
ださいね。
Huin Kyoma. But please be sure to return it when you're done, okay?
はい、
Of course.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you. I bow deeply, but in my heart, I am grinning like a madman. I can't stop laughing. Things are going better than I anticipated. It's almost like everything's been handed to me on a silver platter. Now certain secrets will be laid bare. We can expose their wicked research and possibly even gather hints on the creation of a time machine. And then, I can complete the first time machine in human history. Now, I have to bring the IBM 5100 back to the lab. But unfortunately, I don't have a car to transport it. In fact, I don't even have a license. I try asking Lukaku's father if he'll drive it to the lab, but he has a neighborhood assembly to attend and declines with a smile. So that means
歩いてみて
I have to carry it back. Fortunately, the lab is less than a 15-minute walk from here.
結構
It
重
looks
そうですけ
pretty
ど
heavy. No matter how heavy it looks, it's still just a
所詮は
computer.
PC だ。
I can manage.
なんとかなるだろ
I try lifting up the cardboard box with the IBM 5100 inside. Go! It's heavy! It'll take everything I've got to carry this all the way. I put it down for now. Now, I know why Lukaku's father was red in the face when he carried this thing. Are you okay?
う。よりによって
Why now?
こんな時に
I grab my right wrist. My right hand is aching. But that means, I'll perform an exorcism. Lukaku turns to get his Miko tools, but I grab his hand to stop him.
待て
Oh, wait! Don't go.
俺は大丈夫だ
I am still okay. But Kyoma-san, you look like you're in pain. What should I do?
大丈夫
It's okay.
収まる
It'll stop soon.
ただ
You don't need to worry.
目があるんだ
But
聞いてくれるか
I have a request. Will you hear me out? Yes,
僕に
if
で
it's
きることです
something I can do.
あの段ボール
Please help me
を運ぶのを手伝っ
carry
てくれ
this box. Lukaku's eyes quickly filled with tears. But I am not strong at all. We can manage
なんとか
together. You're the only one I can depend on now.
今日まず
Kyoma-san? Lukaku gazes straight into my eyes, then looks away apologetically.
僕に
I don't know if I can do it.
できるさ
You can do it.
お
I
前
know you can.
わかりました
Okay, but if we take breaks along the way, I'd be
途中
happy.
で
That
休
settles
憩を
it.
何度か入れてもらえると
I grab one side of the cardboard box.
よし
All right,
Lukakuは
Lukaku, grab the other side.
あの
Is your arm okay now?
あいや
No,
まだ油断はでき
we can't let our guard
今
down.
は
This might only be temporary.
本調子ではないが
We need to get this to the lab before I have a relapse. Lukaku makes a mad dash to the cardboard box.
頑張ります。
I'll do my best, but I am not confident.
案ずるな
Don't worry,
俺が
I'll support you. With that said, we lift up the box on the count of 3. It's easier than carrying it alone, but it's still heavy. It sure is going to be hard to carry this for 15 minutes. It's heavy. Brace your legs. Let's keep going. We'll move sideways, okay? Don't move forwards or
横向きに
backwards.
進む
Okay. Sideways. As in left?
右
Right?
あいや俺が右だ
Right.
ルカ子
No,
は左だ
my right.
左
So
に
you're
進む
left. Go left. Okay. But my hand is cramping. He's giving in faster than expected. We haven't even left the shrine.
ルカ子
Fight, Lukaku. And whatever you do, don't drop it. We're screwed if it breaks. This is going to be tough. It's dark by the time we get to the lab. It's normally less than a 15-minute walk, but since we had to stop a few times to let Lukaku rest, it ended up taking twice as long. We made it.
着きましたね。
Yeah,
よく
thanks for the help.
手伝ってくれた
You're a lifesaver. Whew,
本当に
really. Thanks.
ありがとう
Ah, no. Lukaku starts fidgeting.
師匠である
Since you're my master, Kiyoma-san, I am happy to be of use to you. He doesn't wipe the sweat off his brow. But despite that, Lukaku turns to me with a brave smile as he speaks. So cute. But Sekai! It's so disappointing. I look up to the second floor to see the lights turned on. Let's get the IBN 5100 into the lab. The final barrier awaits. We have to ascend this rickety building's narrow staircase. That's surely impossible for just Lukaku and me. Might as well call for help.
いいでよ
Come forth, my servants. By the covenant I command thee, grant me thy power. Kiyoma-san? The second story window opens when I cry out. The face that appears is...
うるさいわね。何事？
You're so annoying! What is it? Huh?
召喚してしまった
I summoned an assistant?
ここにいる
What are you doing here?
誰が助手よ。
Who are you calling an
あんたが電話
assistant?
に出ないから。
You wouldn't pick up your phone, so I've been waiting here for an hour. For you. My phone? That reminds me. Before I went to Yanabayashi Shrine, I got a call from an unknown number. So that was her. Hi, Okarin. Huh? Lukaku's with you.
ルカ君も一緒だ。
Mayuri appears behind my assistant. Lukaku waves to Mayuri. At the same time, the door to the Brawn Tube workshop opens.
ほら。
Hey, Okabe Rentaro.
大きな声
The
出して。
boss says, quiet down. You're disturbing the
迷惑だって
neighbors.
店長が怒ってるよ。
Part-time warrior appears. Well, that's plenty of help. It's disappointing that they're all girls, but I'll compromise for quantity over quality.
召喚されし
Assemble,
忍びたち
servants! We have a mission of the utmost secrecy. Come!
極秘ミッションを
Obeying my
開始する
command, Mayuri, my assistant, and part-time warrior all walk over to me.
何これ。
What's this? Mayuri peeks inside the cardboard box with great interest.
もしかして
Oh, wait.
手に入れたの？
You got one.
いかに
Indeed, I did.
嘘。
No way! Amazing! Way to go, Okabe Rentaro! Where did you find it?
どこにある？
柳林神社
Yanabayashi Shrine.
柳林。
Yanabayashi Shrine? You mean like a Shinto shrine?
No.
Yeah?
なんだってそう。
What was it doing there? The warrior looks confused for some reason.
そっか。
Oh, so that's why Lukaku's with you. Yeah. What's this? What are you talking about? The IBN 2000, 5000. What was it? I got an IBN 5100. Oh, that thing you were talking about yesterday. Ah! For some reason, Suzuha gasps when she sees my assistant. And then she approaches until they're close enough to feel each other's breath. Yes? Makise Kurisu? Yes? For some reason, she stares at Kurisu with frightful intensity. Kurisu narrows her eyes and meets Suzuha's stare. What's going on here? I can't move a muscle, the air's so thick with tension. What is it? Have I done something to you? Suzuha turns away, and without looking back, disappears into the Braun Tube workshop. Who was that? Oh, she works part-time at the Braun Tube workshop. Her name's Suzu-san. I know. I don't know about Suzu-san part, though. You do? Why is she glaring at me like that? How should I know? Did you do something to make her angry? I've never seen her before in my life. How rude. Kurisu picked a fight with me the first time we met too. But that was a hallucination, so I don't say anything. Anyway, help me out here. We're taking this thing into the lab. Suzuha's departure decreases the number of helpers, but the 4 of us should be enough. By the time we wrestle the IBN 5100 into the lab, every one of us is out of breath. Daru is at his computer eating potato chips. Hey! Why didn't you help? Well, you didn't call me. I said all members assembled, didn't I? Since Daru didn't come, the 2 girls, and 1 cross-dressing boy are all worn out. Mayuri and Lukuko are clearly not cut out for physical labor, and Kurisu did nothing but complain. Why do I have to? So tired. I can't walk anymore. Good work, you 3. I pick 3 bananas from the bunch on the table and distribute them among the 3 worn-out girls. This is my thanks for helping. Eat up. Thank you. I am so happy. But those are Mayushi's bananas. That reminds me, Mayuri. It's thanks to you that I got this IB in 5100. If it weren't for your information, it would have taken forever to find it. Eh? Really? I'm glad I was useful. Mayuri happily takes a bite of her banana. What are you going to use the IBM 5100 for? Yesterday you said something about CERN. You interested, Christina? I am not Christina, and I am not interested. If you don't want to tell me, then I don't really care. But to me, it looks like she's dying to know. It's evident by the way she keeps glancing at the cardboard box. This artifact is needed for the war against CERN. War? CERN's a research institution. Ostensibly, yes. Wait, are you... What are you trying to do? Depending on the situation, I could turn you over to the police, you know. The police? Do you think a mad scientist like me is afraid of the police? I spent my life on the run from the organization, a more fearsome enemy than you can possibly imagine. You can't be serious. Tell me what you're trying to do. You know, she's really pompous for an assistant. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that later. More importantly, Daru, when do you think we can use the IBM 5000 to hack CERN? Well... Daru talks as he plugs the IBM 5100's power adapter into the wall. He turns the machine on. and the power supply begins to make a turbulent noise.
すげえ。ちゃ
Wow,
んと電源つい
it
た。
actually turned on.
まずこいつの使い方を
First,
覚
I
えて
need
く
to
ださい
learn how to use this
そ
thing.
もそも配
It
線
looks
つなげたら
like
大変そうだし
hooking it up is going to be a pain.
ちょっと時間かかる
It
と
might
思う
take a while.
サーバー管理者
I
の
can't
ID
play with this
探
thing
す
and search for the server admin's ID at the same time.
構わん
Alright, prioritize the ID search.
できれば今月中に
If possible, I'd like you to get the IBM 5000 ready to use this month, though.
今月って
There's still 30 days left this month. It's not going to
さすがに
take
来
that
月まで
long.
かからねっつうの
That's my super hacker.
じゃ
We're gonna take off now,
あ
okay?
先に帰るお
Pardon the
邪魔しま
intrusion. The two of them finish their bananas and get ready to leave.
の
You two did very
ご
well.
苦労
Thank
助
you.
かったぞ
Be proud.
あんたってつくづく偉そう
You're
だ
so
な
full of yourself.
クリスチャンは帰らない
Christian, you're not going home.
よかったら
You can walk with us to the station if you want.
ありがとう
Thanks, but I'm going
で
to
も
stay
私
here a
はも
little
うしばらく
longer.
ここにそっか
Okay, see you later.
またね
Toot-toot.
失礼します
Excuse me. Mayuri and Luguko wave goodbye and head out the door.
それで
Well, oh, it is. There's a word that the internet uses for these situations, but yeah, it's the use the phone or continue pressing enter time. Shall I look at the mail or shall I continue talking to Kurisu or? Well, what? Whoa. Indeed.
説明を要請し
I'm
てる
asking for an explanation. What's this about the IBM 5100 and CERN? Mail time! Mail time! Oh, it's Shining Finger, of course. Have you not found any leads yet? Nothing at all on my end. I've been searching a lot of stores, but none of them had an IBM 5100 on display. Maybe I should have tried asking. Anyway, let me know if you found anything.
ちょっと岡部
Hey, Okabe.
あ
What? I look up. Kurisu is glaring at me.
今なんて言った
What did you just call me?
岡部
I called you Okabe.
岡部
You called me Okabe?
だと
I take one step towards Kurisu. She takes a step back.
オカリン
Time out! Time out! Dario tries to hold me back, but I shake him off and take a step closer. Kurisu doesn't step back this time. Without taking her eyes off me, she bites her lip hard and curls her hands into fists.
今
Did you just call me Okabe?
言ったわよ
I did.
悪い
Problem?
確かに私は
Yes,
あん
I'm
たより
younger
年下
than
だけ
you,
ど
but you insist on calling me by ridiculous names like Christina and Zombie, so I don't think I need to show you any respect by adding San, and besides,
違う
that's not the problem. Hmm?
俺は岡
I am not Okabe. I am Huin Kyuma. How many times do I have to tell you, Christina?
自分のこと
God, you're so full of yourself.
以後
From now on, call me Huin, that or Kyuma.
今日の
お断りします
No. Kirisu snaps at me and turns away. Are those tears in her eyes? Are you
もしかして泣いたのか
crying?
入ってないわ
I'm
よ
not crying. It's not like I was scared of you for a second there or anything, and I definitely wasn't relieved when you started talking like an idiot again, okay?
涙が出ちゃったわけでも
She
ないから
stalks over to the window and stares outside. I see her wipe her eyes with the back of her hand. Seems like she was crying after all.
誰よ
Daru,
助手は
why
な
is
ぜ
my assistant crying?
今本人に全部説明
She
したわ
said
け
so
だ
herself just now.
俺は名前の
All I did was correct her on my name.
強気に見えて意外と
Maybe she only
弱い
acts strong because,
それはそれでも
but is actually weak on the inside? That would be pretty more. Well, whatever. Back to checking email. But I'm thirsty from this day's hard work, so before that, I take a fresh Dr. P out of the fridge.
ね
Hey,
え話を聞か
aren't
せ
you
て
going
く
to
れ
tell
ない
me what's going on? I toss the bottle to Kurisu once she turns around. Yeah. Kurisu tries to catch it, but fails magnificently. She picks up the bottle off the floor, then shoots me a glare.
それでも飲んで
I'll explain in a second. Drink that while you wait. Gee,
お気遣いありがと
I need to send a reply to Shining Finger. She ended up being no help at all, but I suppose I can't just say nothing. Or can I? Oh, I think these are called triggers. These are called phone triggers. I remember now the word. I guess I could absolutely just say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I guess I couldn't, seeing as I didn't even click on my phone. I send as concise a message as possible.
さて
Now then, I turn back to Kurisu, but the reply comes before I can open my mouth. Turn around in less than 5 seconds. She must have her hand on her phone 24/7. That's the only possible explanation. Gimme? What nonsense is this? Sorry, but I am not the owner. I can't just give it to you. I send that. Another instant reply. Gah. And it's easy to imagine what will happen if I lend it to her. She'll disappear and I'll never see the IBN 5100 again. No borrowing either. You can come over to our lab if you want to see it, but no touching. I add the lab's address and send the mail. No more replies come.
待たせたなクリスティ
Sorry for the wait, Christina. I look up and see Kurisu drinking the Dr. B. Oh, you're a fan of the dark, I see.
本場で7年
I've lived 7 years at its birthplace, after all.
なる
Excellent. We'll make great drinking buddies.
私は未成年
I am a minor.
ほどそうではない
That's not what I meant. I meant Dr. P drinking buddies.
それ限定
Is that all you drink? Kurisu shrugs her shoulders and takes another swig, signaling me to talk. And so I explain how Daughter and I hacked into CERN, and how they've already had the LHC in operation for 9 years, and how they successfully created mini black holes, and how it looks like they are researching time travel, and how they haven't disclosed any of that to the world. Kurisu's expression grows more and more intense as she listens to the story.
確かにセルンは
CERN
妙だけど
certainly is acting strange, but how's the IBN 5100 involved?
セルンのデータ
CERN's databases use an IBN 5100.
だから
So,
そのデータベース
the only way to decrypt that database is to use an IBN 5100 of our own.
使う
なんでそうわ
How
かる
do
の
you know that?
とある筋から
I
の
have my sources. I don't drop Tiger's name. I have no doubt this genius girl would laugh if I did. Kurisu puts a finger to her lip, deep in thought.
IBN 5100
Setting the IBN 5100 and such aside,
セルンが本
I
当
want
に
to
そ
see
んな研究
proof
をして
that
いるの
CERN's really doing that sort of research. True, we didn't get any definite proof. CERN's time travel research last time we hacked them.
ダル
Daru,
セルンのサー
will
バ
you
ー管理者
take
のパ
much
スワードを見
longer
つけ
to
るまで
find the server admin's accounts?
ちょうどこれからやろ
Actually,
うと思ってた
I was just thinking about doing that. It shouldn't take more than half a day, I guess.
というわけだ
There you go.
それまで待つよ
I'll wait until then.
待つって
You'll wait?
もう夜になってる
It's already getting dark. Why not go home for the night and come back tomorrow morning?
明日の朝また
いえ
No thanks. I'll wait. I want to know as soon as possible, even if it's just a microsecond sooner. That's the spirit. You're already fascinated by the conspiracy. You can't help but want to know what lies at the heart of CERN.
あんたたちの言うことがもし事実だとするなら
If what you guys are saying is true, then this isn't something to joke about. CERN is the world's top research institution. If they're doing secret experiments without publishing their research, they're making fools of scientists all the world over.
もし事実なら
That's only if it's true, though. She finishes by emphasizing that point again. Doesn't look like she believes us.
ではなる
Anyway, Daru, I'll leave you to it. According to Daru's research, the IBM 5100 weighs 25 kilos. For now, we'll leave it on the shelf in the development room. We carry the cardboard box to the room, half dragging it. Courtesy follows.
電話レンジ
Can you show me the phone wave?
よかろう
Indeed I can. Want to experiment?
あれ以来
You haven't been able to send another email to the past yet, right?
理由は把握
Do
し
you know why? I can only shake my head.
ちょっと試してみましょ
Let me run some tests. Kurisu looks around the development room.
うし
Man, you have a ton of junk.
ガラクタではない
It's not junk.
お前はまだここには
Since you're new to the Future Gadget Laboratory, I'll explain. These are the glorious fruits of our science, the Future Gadgets.
未来
未来ガジェットね
Future Gadgets 1 through 7 are stored here at the phone wave, with which you are already familiar, is Gadget number 8. Future Gadgets, huh? Kurisu casually picks Future Gadget 4, Moed Snake, up from the shelf and stares at it.
ちょっとこれ
Hey, this isn't
兵器じゃないの
a weapon!
未来ガジェット
Future Gadget number 4, Moed Snake. Designed after a Claymore landmine,
で作られた
is an instant humidifier.
紛らわしい
How
な
confusing.
水を入れて電源
Insert water and turn the power on, and in mere seconds it generates a thick cloud of steam.
やっぱりガラクタ
So it's junk. I thought so.
これ
Kurisu sighs and returns the Moed Snake to the shelf. I am borrowing this. Without waiting for a reply, she grabs Daru's never-worn lab coat from the shelf and puts it on gallantly. Whoa.
やっぱり落ち着
It's just not right without a lab coat. Overcome with emotion, I seize Kurisu's hand and grasp it firmly. Hey,
助手よ
assistant,
お前
you
は
get it, don't
分
you?
かっている
Get what?
く
Let's go!
やはり
If you're going to do science, you need a lab
ユ
coat.
ニフォームだよな
Right! I told Daru over and over, but he wouldn't wear one. But my assistant is different. She put it on before I even said anything.
やはり俺の目
I
に
knew you were meant for this, Christina. You're the best assistant a mad scientist could ask
助手
for.
だ
褒めてくれてる
I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment, but it's coming off as an insult. Now let go. She shakes off my hand and turns her back to me.
その白衣は
I am giving you that lab coat to commemorate your joining the lab. Don't worry, it's never been worn.
あるいは
Or maybe this fateful encounter between you and that lab coat was decided by destiny long ago.
また必然
Daru not wearing it was just another inevitability. This is the choice of Stein's?
くだらない
Shut up so we can start the experiments. Kurisu thrusts both hands into her lab coat's pockets, then bends down to look at the time machine now placed underneath the table. The previous experiment broke the table and even left a hole in the floor. There's a danger that will happen again if we successfully reproduce the discharge phenomenon. So unfortunately, we'll have to leave it on the floor for now.
これって
So you
電
haven't
子レン
tampered
ジの
with the
方は何
microwave
もい
at
じって
all?
ないんでしょ
I point to the X68000. There's code on the screen.
常時ターミナルモードにして
It's in terminal mode now.
どんな
We
設
can
定
change the factory setting like this. Make the microwave do things its manufacturer never intended.
放電現象が起きた時
How
どん
was
な
it
設定が
set when the discharge phenomenon occurred?
特に何も
Nothing out of the
出
ordinary.
荷時設定のもの
It was a factory setting. It was at factory settings.
バナナもらうわよ
I'll take a banana. The bunch of bananas only had 3 bananas left.
それは前よりのものだ
Those were Mayuri's.
だったら
Oh,
あんたに許可
so
取らなくて
I
も
don't
いい
need your
わね
permission then.
明日新
I'll
し
go
い
buy
バナ
new
ナ
bananas tomorrow. Kurisu takes one banana from the bunch, squats down, and places it inside the phone wave, name subject to change. She begins to type on her phone. She pushes send, and the phone wave, named subject to change, begins to turn backwards. After 120 seconds, the chime rings.
何も
Nothing happened.
起きてない。
The banana's still in the microwave, unjellified. Oh! Kurisu yelps as she tries to take out the banana and quickly draws back her hand. She starts blowing on her fingers.
温められて
It's hot!
レンジが普通
Meaning
に
the
動作して
microwaves functioned normally. This proves that the hidden function Mayuri found wasn't a freezing function, but we knew that already. Undaunted, Kurisu throws a new banana and once again begins reverse rotation for 120 seconds. But the second banana warms up too. We can't reproduce the jellification phenomenon, much less send mail to the past.
どういうことだ
What does this mean?
やっぱり
I guess what happened earlier was an irregularity after all.
イレギュラーだろうが
I don't know if it's an
原因を究明する
irregularity or not, but we ought to investigate the cause.
それには同意。
I agree. We agree for once. But Kurisu's motives and my motives are probably the exact opposite. My assistant here wants to disprove my theory that the phone wave, named subject to change, is in fact a time machine.
この前の実験
In the previous experiment,
ちぎられたバナナ
after spending 120 seconds in the phone wave named subject to change, the banana teleported back to the bunch jellified. We should consider that it returned its state. It returned to its state
120
120
秒前の状
seconds
態に戻る
earlier.
ならゲル化はしない。
Wrong. If it returned to its state 120 seconds before, it wouldn't be jellified. So she wants to say that because it was jellified, it didn't travel back in time.
唐揚げはゲル化せずに
The
冷凍
chicken
状態へ
returning to
戻っ
its
たんです
frozen state without jellifying.
そのゲル化せず
That
に
logic
冷
is
凍状態に戻っ
dubious.
たっていう
Sure,
ロ
it
ジックは
ended up
正しい。
frozen, but
冷凍されていただけで
did you
ゲ
examine
ル
the
化そのものが
possibility
起き
that
て
it
い
might
た
have
可能性
jellified
については
first?
検証した？
No, I didn't. I think Mayuri ate the refrozen pizza.
塩に関して
Chicken. I don't know why I got pizza out of that. Salt
何
didn't
も変化し
jellify.
なかったって定義
You
すべき。
mean nothing changed?
この前の放電現象が発
After
生
the
した後
discharge phenomenon occurred last time, we spent all night experimenting with cabbage, radishes, rice, konjac, melon bread, crunchy kun, and cup noodles. Nothing happened.
液体に関しても同様だ
The same thing with liquids. On that day, our success rate took a 180 turn.
180度変わった放電現象前は全て
Before the discharge phenomenon, everything succeeded. After the discharge phenomenon, everything failed.
レンジが電気を溜め込む。ゲル化したものは
Is the microwave storing electricity?
フラクタル構造
You
に
said
よ
that jellified objects became fractal structures, right?
塩はもともと
Salt has a simple structure by nature, so maybe that had an effect. But how could electricity be related?
ここは
Here, we should think under the assumptions of time travel theory.
ダメ。
No,
結論あり
it's
きで考
not
えるの
good to
よく
start
ない。
thinking from the conclusion.
すでにいくつも実験成
We've
功
already
があ
had
る
several
のに
successful experiments.
それを否定するのか
You can't deny that.
私は別にこれが
I'm
タイ
not
ムマシンじゃ
especially
なくても
concerned whether this thing is a time machine or not.
そもそも
To begin with, it's physically impossible for this tiny little microwave to produce energy equivalent to the Big Bang. Kurisu frowns deeply. We can't reproduce the discharge phenomenon, nor the fractalization. There should be a reason why. We haven't changed our methods. We haven't changed the settings. We haven't changed the experimental subjects either. There must be some other variable. Maybe it's the one who observed it. What do you mean by that?
量子論だ
Quantum theory.
観測者は
The
実験の
observer
重要
is
な
an
要素
important element to the experiment. There were 4 of us here when the discharge phenomenon occurred last time, but before that, it occurred when Hashida-san was alone. Each time fractalization occurred, there were either 2 or 3 people observing. You and I each saw both phenomena. In other words, the conditions haven't changed.
だとしたら
In that case, there must be some other variable. It's on the tip of my tongue. Then I hear the rumbling sound of Kurisu's stomach.
腹が減ったの。
Hungry? Shut up! I haven't eaten anything since lunch. Kurisu turns away as she looks at her watch.
8時か
It's already 8?
バナナを食う。
Just eat a banana. But only one of the two we have is warmed. They are, after all, the fruits of our experiments.
あるいは
Or you could take something from our stock of cup noodles.
いらないか。
Don't want any?
や
Well,
はりアメリカ生活
since you have lived in America for so long, I guess you'd prefer fast food
カップ
instead.
麺
Cup noodles.
何
What?
カップ麺
I'll have cup noodles.
カップ麺をか。
Cup noodles?
ちなみに
What flavors?
醤油味と塩
There's
味。
soy sauce flavor and chicken flavor.
塩味
Chicken. She seems in the mood to eat.
それと
Also,
フォー
do
ク
you have a fork?
ある
I'll take a quick bathroom break since there is 0 viewers and it's the scene switched. Be right back. And I'm back, and if I remember, I'll take a chance to change that in post so that I have about a few less minutes of unnecessary runtime. It's past midnight. At 8 o'clock, the two of us silently ate cup noodles and warm bananas. Daru said he didn't want any, and ever since then, we've been examining the phone wave, name subject to change. I've mainly focused on the terminal mode settings through the X68000. The programs Daru wrote are all wizard class though, so I can't understand most of them. Kurisu's been examining the AC adapter and the lab's electrical switchboard for a while, though we stopped her when she tried to disassemble them. It's early morning, and she still shows no sign of leaving. Where is she staying, anyway? She's been in Japan for 1 or 2 months, and she did say she was going back to America this month. The trains aren't running this late, so I guess she might not be able to leave even if she wants to. But in that case, why didn't she leave before the train stopped? Don't tell me she plans to stay. No girls have ever stayed over at the lab. Mayuri has a curfew, so she always goes back home to Ikebukuro. Daru and I frequently stay here, though. It's not an exaggeration to say we live here half the time. Maybe it's normal for American girls to stay overnight in labs.
クリスティーナ
Christina,
こんな時
it
間
is okay to stay here this late.
せめて家
Rather,
に連絡したら
Christina, is it okay to stay here this late? Perhaps you should contact your family.
連絡なんて
No need.
ないか
何
What? Do your parents let you do whatever you want? Kurisu turns to me and sighs.
父親とは
I haven't seen my father in 7 years.
母
My
親は
mother is in America.
私は
I'm
今
living in a hotel right now. Understand? What? Living in a hotel? Well, true. Renting an apartment for just a month is absurd, but you damn celebrity. If you're American, then you should at least use a motel instead of a hotel, right?
私はアメリカ人
I'm
じ
not
ゃないし
American,
東京のど真ん中
and
に
there
ホ
aren't
テ
any
ルないだろ
motels in the heart of Tokyo.
どんなホテルだ
What sort of hotel?
どんな
What do you mean?
お茶の水
It's a
に
normal hotel. in Ochinozumizu. Ochinozumizu. In Ochinomizu. Okay, tried my best. Ochinomizu.
ではここから歩いて
Then
帰れるではない
you can walk there from here, can't you?
まあね
Sure. I see. That's why she's so flexible with her schedule. I finally understand.
では
So,
父親の
tell me about your father.
は
Sorry?
7年会ってい
You said you haven't seen him in 7 years.
なんであんたが私の父
Why
親
do you
に興味
care
を持
about
つ
my
の
father?
お前がこれ見よがしに父親の
You're the
ことを
one
口
who
にしたの
mentioned
ではない
him.
か
Isn't that basically a hidden message saying, please give me some advice
父
about my
親の
father,
件につ
please?
いて相談に
そんなわけな
You're
い
crazy.
よかろ
You're my assistant,
うお前
and
は
I
俺
can't
の
let my
調子
assistant have any worries. So
女
tell
子
me
の悩み
everything
に
that is on your
や
mind.
らな
Kurisu pouts and says no more. Instead, she glares at the circuit box on the wall.
どうした
What's wrong?
あんたに話すこと
I
なん
have
て
nothing
何
to
も
say
ない
to you.
そうか分かったぞ
Oh, I know.
お前の父
Your
親
father was a
元々は英
hero,
雄だったか
but then he
いや
fell
そ
to
れは
evil, and
さ
now he
今
wears a black mask and cape and goes.
マントを身につけ
Yeah,
こう言っているのだな
cool,
そして
right?
将来的に親
And
子
in
で
the
戦う
future,
運命
you
に
two are destined to fight, and I think I heard Kurisu's teeth grind.
も
You're really mad at me, aren't you?
人の家族の
Don't
問題
make
を
fun. Kurisu doesn't look at me in the eye, but her voice, low voice, tells me how mad she is.
そうやって茶化さないで
Of people's family issues like that, you're trampling on my heart. Could her father's situation be a landmine? Maybe I should apologize. I try to think of the words, but before I can say anything... Hell yeah! Daru's war cry echoes through the lab.
誰
Did you get it?
ミッションコンプリート
Mission complete.
サーバー管理
Daru shows his white teeth in a wide grin as he gives a
者
thumbs
の
up.
ID とパスを
I
手に
got
入れ
the
た
server
ぜ
admin's ID and password. Now we can peep as much as we want. Yahoo!
IBN 5100が
And
使
the
われている
IBM
このデータベースを
5100 database?
そっちは独立して存
That's
在しているわけ
separate.
で
Duh.
今回は全
The
然
server
関係ないだろ
admin's unrelated.
そもそも
I mean,
そんな特殊なプロ
It's
グ
a
ラムが含まれたデ
database
ータベース
with
じゃ
normally
アクセス
unreadable
できる
code,
人
so
間なんて限ら
there's
れ
a
るでし
limit
ょ
on who can
所長
access
クラ
it.
スでも
It
アクセス
doesn't
で
look
きな
like
いっ
even
ぽい
the lab director can access it.
所長クラス以上の役職など存在す
There
る
are positions higher than that.
セルン評議会ってのがあるら
There's
しい
something called the CERN Executive Council. So they call it a council, eh?
いかにもって
What about
何
it?
が
ラスボスとしてのネーミング
It's a fitting name for our enemy. Kurisu looks at me coldly. Whatever. Let's leave the IBM 5000 database for another day.
ダル
Run a
早速
search
タイム
for
トラベル
data
に
on
ついて
time
情報が
travel
あるか調べ
research.
てくれ
オキドキ
Okie
前に
dokie.
調べた時
That C program we saw last time was suspicious, wasn't it?
それと
That
ゼリーマンズレポー
and the Jellyman's report. We couldn't get concrete information on either before. Kurisu stares holes into the monitor. Her angry expression has disappeared.
トと見ておくが
Look carefully and burn it into your eyes. The proof of CERN's actions.
世界への欺瞞
Its
という現
deceit
実を
upon
な
the world.
うほう見つけた
Oh yeah, baby.
LHC 計画
Found the
担当責任
LHC
者
project
来たこれ
supervisor.
責任者
The supervisor.
という
That's a pretty important post.
今そいつの
Right,
PC
now
を
we're
覗いて
peeking
るぞ
inside his computer.
Z プログラム
Z program, Z program.
Z は
Z obviously
Zeri
stands for
no
jelly. Zeri.
ゼリーは J よ
Jelly starts with a J. Jelly. Careless mistake. So uncool. Ahem.
つまりそんな
What
感じの
I
ネーミング
meant
だ
to say is that there's no way it would have such a simple name. The name's hiding something important. There has to be a double
はず
meaning.
がないのだ
Daru, who's been searching through the log, suddenly
間
stops.
違いなく
お来た来た
Got it! He displays a graphic on the monitor. It looks like a scan of a very old paper document. The letterhead reads, Z program, top secret.
プログラム立案日は
The program began
1973年になってる。
in 1973.
セルンができたの
When was CERN formed?
1954
1954. I asked Daru, but Kurisu answers instead, her tone flat. I thought that maybe CERN was formed with the Z program in mind, but 54 means my guess was off.
IBN 5100が発
When
売
was
さ
the
れた
IBM 5100 put on market?
1975年。
1975. So maybe that's why the IBM 5100 was central to CERN's operations. The 10 years match, after all. No, that's wrong. It can't be something as stupidly simple as that. There has to be a worldwide conspiracy involved. Maybe IBM hid their proprietary programming language in the IBM 5100 for the sole purpose of its use in CERN's Z program. IBM and CERN are co-conspirators. And both of them are being manipulated from the shadows by an even larger organization. Yeah, that's way more interesting.
うげ
JPEG
かよ
a
ふざけん
JPEG?
な
Come on, I can't copy paste this. Daru mutters some complaint. The text isn't French. What's on screen right now looks like English.
いや
Actually, there's French, Dutch, and German versions too. The content looks the same
同じみ
though.
たいだけど
時空の支配とそれに基づく
CERN's
歴史の
purpose, heading into the 21st century, shall be to establish control over space and time, thereby to enable the destruction of extant history and the creation of an everlasting
21世
utopia.
紀に向けてのセルン
Ruled
の
by the
存在
committee
意
that
義が
encompasses the entirety of past and future events. Kurisu suddenly starts speaking at a stilted clip.
あそっか
Oh,
Marcus
right!
says英語できるんじゃん。
Marcus' sheet can do English.
でかした女子
Way to go, assistant!
お前がア
Your
メリカ
study
で留学
abroad
した
in
のも
America was all for the sake of today, wasn't
だっ
it?
たのだな
そんなわけあ
Of
るか
course not. Stop assigning people roles in your fantasy world. Daru relinquishes his chair, allowing Kurisu to sit in front of the computer.
本実験計画は機密保持のため
In order to maintain this project's secrecy and to allow its name to remain relevant in changing circumstances, we have designated the Z program.
Z はすなわち
Z, like the Greek Omega or Cyrillic Ya.
その名に意味
It is forbidden to assign any meaning to its name or to seek in it significance beyond the
プロ
project
グラム従
itself.
事者に
Negative
利益
returns
を
are
与えることが
predicted
推測されるためだ
should be this edict. Should this edict be violated?
Z プログラムは
The Z program is a top secret project spanning international borders. Like electromagnetic wave research, it has been approved for
300人委員会から
for
承
top
認
priority funding by the
最
Committee
優
of
先
300.
以後セルンにおいて行われる
Henceforth, all other research performed by CERN shall function to keep the Z program's existence secret.
機能させることが決定された
I guess Kurisu is reading the preface to the document. It's getting rather dull.
Z プログラムの具体
Is
的な
there
内容
anything
は書かれて
specific
ない
about what exactly the X program is? Daru types on the keyboard from the side, bringing up another window.
あった
Here. This
これは
can't be. Kurisu bends forward and stares wide-eyed at the words on the screen.
なんだ
What is it?
Z プログラム
The
では
purpose of the Z program is to perform time-space displacement experiments by means of high-energy
時空
proton-proton
間転移実験を
collisions. Time-space displacement experiments. In other words,
タイムトラベル
time travel. I have to struggle to keep from shouting. I quickly run over to the window and close it. It might be hotter inside, but it would be harder if people outside overheard us.
まさか
No way.
本
Is
当だ
it
ったなんて
It was true?
しかも
You're telling me they've been deceiving the world for nearly 40 years?
俺の睨んだ通り
Just as I suspected. A great shadow lurks behind CERN, most likely the organization or one of its
お
puppets.
そらく機関
何が期間だ
What organization?
12秒
You chinny
まだ
nut
真面目
job?
に話しなさい
At least try to be serious some of the time. Don't be ridiculous. My words are always grounded in truth.
つか
Anyway, shouldn't it be the committee instead of the organization? That's what it says here. The committee of 300. I don't think they mean CERN's executive council. What are they talking about? The world is full of lies. It's not as beautiful as you think.
話聞けよ
Listen, Okarin.
聞いている
I am listening. The committee of 300 is the dark power that controls every secret society, every government, every multinational corporation. You're making things up again.
事実だ
It's the truth. Google it if you don't believe me.
これまで人類は
Until now, the human race, for all its accomplishments, has never been able to overcome the barrier
そ
called
の壁を
time.
突破することのできるタイムトラベ
The
ル技術
technology of time travel, which can break through that barrier, will change the course of human history, literally.
かつての核兵器と同
As
じ
it was when we split the atom, this forbidden fruit has the potential to grant us godlike power. Not a man exists who
それ
can
を得たい
resist its
という
temptation.
惑に当然ながら
And naturally, all those with power will use any means
あ
at
らゆ
their
る手段
disposal
を
to attain
手
it.
に入れようとするだろう
Human mortality is not but a joke for those who would stand with the gods.
わかるか
Understand,
ク
Christina?
リスティーナ
Wow, that is quite a speech.
そこまですらすら
Since you seem to know so much about it, does that mean you're aiming for godhood too?
この法
What Huin Kyoma desires is the destruction of all who would call themselves gods, the collapse of their hateful system, and a glorious new age of chaos.
混沌だよ
Mwahaha.
法王院に聞いてる
I'm
んじゃ
not
ない
asking Kyuin, I'm asking Okabe. I
俺は
I am Huin.
つまり自分を
In
持
other
ってない
words, you don't have a reason. Damn you, assistant. How dare you attack my very identity?
そんなことよりマキセ氏
Forget him,
プログラム
Makiseshi.
の続きプリーズ
Please keep reading.
なる
Daughter, what do you mean forget about me?
陰謀論は
I'm
聞き飽
tired
き
of
た
listening to conspiracy theories. I'm more interested in the Z program than in your delusions. I told you they're not delusions, and they're not theories. But Daru does have a point. Our top priority now is to expose the dark side of the International Research Organization known as
続き
CERN.
を
Continue, assistant.
頼み事するとき
At least show respect when you're asking a favor. Though huffing out complaints, Kurisu obediently goes back to translating.
プログラム第一段階
Stage 1.
大型ハドロン衝突型加速
Construction and implementation of the Large Hadron Collider.
加速器については
Over the past half century, beginning with the proton
量子
synchrotron,
シンクロトロン
completed
間
in
の半世紀にわたるノウハウ
1959,
蓄積により
particle accelerator technology has reached the point where standardized results may be obtained.
プログラム第二段階
Stage 2. Implementation and testing of
お
lifter
よび調
technology.
整これにより
The
2つ以上の
formation
人工
of
的な直射
one
が得意点の生成
excuse me, the formation of more than 2 artificial localized singularities, as well as the formation of curved black holes, will become possible when this stage is complete.
なおブラッ
In
クホー
order
ル
to
生成
hide
に
the
ついての
program's
情
true
報を
goal, it is
意図的に
necessary
直
to
感させて
intentionally leak misinformation regarding the formation of black holes.
プログラムの第三段階
Stage 3.
動物実験
Experimentation of animal.
プログラム第四
Stage 4. Kirsty stops talking. She takes a deep breath, then finally mutters angrily, human experimentation.
人体実験
マジで
For real? A chill runs up my spine. I admit it, some part of me saw this as a game. I was elated to discover that an institution as respected as CERN was actually doing time travel research. After all, we ourselves have succeeded, whether by chance or design, in producing our own time travel phenomenon. I thought that maybe we could beat CERN to the first functional time machine design. And wouldn't that be something? But now, just like I said to Kurisu, the world is full of lies. Morals are meaningless. Was it really okay for us to get involved in this?
なオカリン 前にハッキングした時の
Okarin,
こと覚えてるか？
remember when we
確か
hacked in
盗
before?
み読みしたメールに書
I'm
いてあった
pretty
よ
sure
ね
that email we read said this
実験結果エラー
results
Human is
error.
dead ミスマッ
Human
チ
is dead.
詳細は別
Mismatch.
紙ゼリーマ
For
ンズレポ
details,
ートを
see
何
the
度か
Jellyman's
書いたことが
report. Someone died?
それって人体実験と
Could that have something to
な
do
ん
with
か関係あんのかな？
human experimentation? My throat goes dry. Cold sweat seeps through my brow, and is not because of the heat. Korisu and Daru are waiting for me to speak. Are they entrusting the decision to me? I ask myself, is this really okay? Are you sure? There's no turning back. True, but can I live with myself if I ignore this conspiracy? Daru, look up this Jellyman's report. Really?
マジだ。ただし
Really?
クリスティーナ
But first, Christina. Eh?
お前はもう帰れ。
You should leave.
なんで今さら
Why are you suddenly?
ゼリーマンズレ
The
ポート
Jellyman's report. It just gives me a bad feeling. Once we see it, we can no longer return to our normal
俺
lives.
お前はその若さ
You're a genius. You're already published for crying out loud. There's no need to throw away your promising future.
もしかして
Are you
心配
worried
してくれ
about
てる
me?
当たり前だ。
Of course I am. You are my assistant, after all.
助手じゃないって言
I
っ
keep
てんだろ
telling you, I am not your assistant.
気遣ってくれてどう
Thanks
も
for your concern,
でも帰らないわ
but
よ
I am not leaving. We need to expose this truth to the world.
ダメだ。
No,
それは危険
it's
す
too
ぎる。
dangerous.
ビビってるのか
You chickening out?
俺たちは
We're powerless
この陰謀を
against
前に
this
したらあまりに
conspiracy.
無力だ。
One wrong move, and they'll have us
この
erased.
即。
でもだからって
But still,
これは遊
this
びでは
isn't
な
a
い。
game. I am not joking
冗
here.
談でいいって。
分かった
Fine,
告発
I
は
won't
や
tell
める
anyone. Though her expression shows she still doesn't agree, she finally submits.
でも帰らないから
But I am not
な
leaving.
って眠れない
It'll keep me awake at night.
後悔しないな。
You won't regret this?
しない
I won't. She declares firmly. I don't know if it's her competitive spirit, or if it's her bravery, or if she's just ignorant to the ways of the world. But it doesn't look like I can persuade her to back down.
ダルはどうする？
What about you, Daru?
覚悟
Prepared?
できているか。
ま
Well,
僕はス
I
ー
am
パ
a
ー
super
ハッカー
hacker.
だし
He's comfortable even in this situation.
そもそも足がつく
And
よ
with
うな
my
ヘマを
skills,
しないっつ
they'll
うか
never know we were there. That settles it. It's good that Mayuri's not here. I can't get her involved. I look Daru and Kurisu in the eye.
よし、
Alright, let's begin.
始めよ
Kurisu gives the seat to Daru.
う。なお、
Henceforth,
本作
we
戦
shall be
名
known as Operation
レーギャルンの箱とせ
Legeren's Chest.
なんで北
Why
欧
Norse
神話
mythology?
北
Is
欧
that
神話
Norse
な
mythology?
きっとかっこいいか
Because
ら
it's
じゃね
cool, I guess.
そもそも作戦名とか言っちゃう男の人って
Anyway, what is it with men and military terms?
ダル、
Daru,
作戦開
begin
始
the operation. He soon finds the Jellyman's report. It required a second password authentication, which Daru broke it through easily.
いい
Ready?
開くぞ
I am opening it. Daru looks at me and Kurisu. I wet my parched lips and nod. The air in the lab suddenly seems thicker. Unable to escape through the closed window, it surrounds us with an oppressive heat. Daru wipes the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief, then timidly presses the enter key. The file opens. At first glance, it looks like a resume. There's a photograph on the top right. The top left has a name, age, height, weight, and other information. The center has a long string of English text. Underneath it, there's something attached, like a scan of the newspaper clipping with a black and white photo. And then I know exactly what the Jellyman in Jellyman's report means.
ジェリーマンズレポート
Jellyman's report 10.
被験者
Subject James McCarthy, age 31, American.
Z プログラム用
Z program stage 4, date of experiment 2005 01 28 TI 1305. Carissa bends over Daru's shoulder, reading the contents out loud.
実験結果
Results: error. Human is
ヒューマン
dead.
イズデッド
Mismatch.
ミスマッチ
またそれかよ。
That again.
超重力による無限圧
It
縮
is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the singularity inside the black hole.
1921
April
年4
3rd,
月3日
1921, New York City. An unidentified man was
ビ
discovered
ルの
dead
壁
in
面
an
に右
alley
半
off
身が
Union
埋もれ
Square.
るようにして死ん
The
でいる
right
男
half of
が
his
発
body
見
was
された
embedded in a nearby wall. It sounds like Karisu is reading the newspaper article at the end.
身元不明の男
The
の
man's
死体は
body
全身が
was completely
ブ
jellified.
ヨブヨのゼリー状になっていた
Dun dun dun! And that's that. Back to tomorrow or sometime soon for chapter 3. Don't exit quite yet. Ah, yes. There we go. Do a good old save. And there you have it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here, or just for watching. Bye-bye.